We are live. Greetings, dear
Hello.
denizens of planet Dirt. I'm Doc Kaiju with my guests here. Well, my other creative partner, Critter, and special
Yeah.
guest, Jen the teacher.
Hey everyone.
And well, so we are going to be having a little pregame show today for Monarch Legacy of Monsters. We got episode 5 coming out tonight for season 2. And I've got a bunch of screenshots and stuff from the episodes that we didn't end up covering. And we're not going to do like a full like recap because I feel like a lot of folks have probably already seen recaps of the episodes. So we're going to go through the screenshots. We're going to talk about it. We are going to bring up. I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of time to dive too much into like the mythohistory and crypto history of Santa Soledad and stuff, but we're going to touch upon some of the basics. And let me get some of the files prepped, and I'll let you folks talk for a bit and take things over.
Yo, have
Well,
you how have you felt about this season? Like so far?
so far I'm liking the season. I think it's a much quicker pace than it was last season, and I'm really liking so far that we're getting some of this lore and seeing some of the new monsters so early on. Well, we're already 4 episodes in, but still we've
Yeah.
seen a lot and stuff happen. There was And I'm really still liking and digging those flashbacks. I think we need that context to really understand the mindset of where they are now. So I'm personally liking it, and I like that it's a little bit quicker than season 1 as far as the pacing and the action. I wish we'd see our boy a little bit more. I want to see Godzilla. I know we have this new Titan, which is fucking fascinating, but I can't wait to see our boy on the screen. I'm missing him.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah. And like when he shows up, it's gonna be like just 10 out of 10. I'm so hyped for it. And like it feels like it might happen soon, but then like at the same time I'm like, nah, will they do it this early? But then you gotta have Titan X fight Kong,
Right.
so
And
maybe
they were
like
showing
that'll be the mid season.
Yeah, they were showing that in the trailer, him fighting Kong, and we saw that in the very beginning. So I'm definitely seeing that happen. But I mean, you guys know better than I do. I'm assuming that Kong, I mean, I don't know what the creators are going to do with the show, but I'm going to assume that Kong is not going to be able to do it all alone. And Godzilla is going to come and they're going to kind of like team up. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And then once I get rid of Titan X, let's see what happens between Kong. That might be a cliffhanger that leads us into next season. What's your opinion? Am I completely off? What do you think? This is just from everything that I've ever seen in this universe, not the
Yeah,
recent universe. This from like the 1900s universe that I grew up on.
right. Um, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like if they like end up fighting or whatever, like on Skull Island, like I feel like it might mess with like Godzilla versus Kong and like messing up the events before that movie. So I think they might like kind of play around it, maybe. I don't even know if I really think that Godzilla and Kong are gonna like actually meet up this season. Like,
Okay.
I think it might be more like, he, like maybe Godzilla, sends him back to Skull Island and then Kong takes care of it. But
Ooh.
I don't know if I see them really getting on screen because now they have that guy that's like, he's like the lore keeper. Like he's trying to keep it all like canon and like, tied off with a nice bow, not really contradicting anything else. So I really don't know,
Well, if
you
that's the
know?
case, then you're right. I don't see them facing off at all then. I do see them making appearances separately. Like you said, like Kong's definitely going to probably take out Titan then, and Godzilla will pop up, especially because of the migration charts, right? We saw the
Yeah.
migration charts of the Titans, so they're going to probably start tracking the Titans. Um, and I mean, after the announcement yesterday with like in politics with Melania and the robots, seeing that they're trying to put this necklace ban, and we've seen this, it's been coming up in more and more shows that you can control somebody or connect or an animal, and they are trying to use AI, right, to coexist and regulate the Titan's behavior. So, I mean, where do you see that going? The
Well,
AI
okay,
aspect.
so I mean, they might be trying to go AI, but crap, I don't even remember what I was about to say. I was like, I don't know, like I didn't even think about that. That's
Because that's
interesting.
new, right? The whole AI and them trying to
Yeah,
control the Titans, that's definitely a new twist. I know you were saying that they're trying to keep it like canon and lore, which I'm all about because I think that they should do it right. With a little bit of creativity, like a little
right,
creative leniency on like things that we didn't know about because there was a time jump, a skip, something was going on in one country, we didn't see it, and it kind of showed up, and they can kind of fill in some backstory that ties in that kind of gives
right.
us that depth. Um, but the AI thing, that's definitely brand new. I mean, it didn't even exist back in the original stories.
Yeah,
And even though that was like such a huge sci-fi thing, it's our reality now, right? So I'm wondering
hmm
how they're gonna merge that into this world, which clearly with like Apex coming in is a big deal and definitely connects our world to this world.
yeah.
Ooh,
That's an astute point.
sorry, teacher mode still. It's early.
I dig it. We got some people here. We got Shadow Skulk saying hi,
What's
beautiful
up?
people.
What's up, beautiful people, mi gente?
We got Kelly here. Hi everyone.
Hola.
Uh,
Then we got Just Me. Hi
Hey,
Just
Kelly.
Me. Hi Kelly. And then we also have Jamie here. Hi Jamie.
Hello.
And oh Brooke, I need to like hand out wrenches to people so people can post links in the chat. Actually I can do that right now, I believe.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. Love you guys. We
Yeah,
love our community and our peoples. And anybody new, jump in. We got like a great community. It's amazing.
we're like all nerds around here.
Hmm.
Handing out wrenches.
So, knowing the lore, where do you predict the next two episodes going before the penultimate? I never say that word right. Penultimate episode.
I
A
mean,
little
like,
bit.
I don't know, man, because I don't know if they're gonna try to like put some filler or if they're gonna like try to end episode 5 with like, it's like the middle of the season. I don't know if they're gonna try to like maybe swing big a little bit. Like, I don't know. I'm really excited for this episode because there's been a lot of different little things set up that like they could go just about anywhere, really, like in this little contained story. And I will say, I had thought that it was like going to be just completely breaking canon to have Titan X, but they actually say they found like 23 different Titans like in between the 2014 2019 movie.
Mm.
And I'm wondering we might end up seeing someone else too.
That would be amazing. I'm here for it. I want them to swing big. I really do because we do have
Yeah.
that gap and I want them to fill in like some good shit, not just like, oh yeah, everybody was in a lab trying to work and invent and create and chart and map. Like I want to see the action, like the Indiana Jones action part of it.
Yeah. Which
And
is funny because we've actually had a lot of action already in this season. But
this
like,
the pacing is on point. I'm with it. The
Yeah.
pacing is not slowed down.
yeah,
Obviously season one did a lot of building, so it kind of like led up and each episode got better and better and we got more and more of the story. So now that we really know and we're like in it with them at this point, we don't need we still get the flashbacks to get some context, but we're like in it and the pacing for me so far has been great. Um,
yeah,
the one thing I liked about this episode, which I mean, I don't remember this, and again, I apologize because you guys would know better than me. It probably is part of canon, but Kate, like feeling the water and having this connection to the Titan and to the Titans, besides Godzilla and now this Titan, um, it kind of reminded me of Jaws. I don't know if you ever watched any of the
Oh,
Jaws of the series. At one point, like towards the very
yep.
last end of the Jaws, the kid, one of the sons that had been around and seen it since he was the little boy, he kind of like had the feeling and had a connection with Jaws and was able to like track it and find it. So I'm wondering if Kate's like it's more than intuition. There's definitely like some type of a connection there, and I kind of like that they have that and they're showing that. And I'm not sure how that was established or where that was made. If it's a bloodline thing, I don't know if how she got it, but I really like that they kind of showed that in the opening scene when she was going into the water. They didn't do much else with it. They showed it in another episode, like she kind of just had this feeling, and then they kind of hinted to it in season one. So they're definitely trying to make, in my opinion, I hope they don't just let it fizzle out, but looks like they're trying to make something like that. I don't recall that from any of the origin. Am I wrong? Please let me know.
I mean, no, it's still kind of developing, really. I mean, like, you might be right because I never thought about it that way. Whenever she was like approaching Godzilla, like over in the desert, I didn't really think about it that way. But that is interesting, and like, there is the second character, like I don't remember her name, but
Miko
from the
Saluda.
Heisei series. Yes, I always try to call her Migi, and I'm like, no, that's from Parasite. But I mean, like, they might be sort of building on that too, and kind of adding that into the MonsterVerse. That'd be cool.
I
But
have some
Doc does have
theories.
a theory. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got some theories and slides about that.
Yes, Doc. I
Naturally.
love it. I love it.
I don't know how much we'll get to, but actually, you know what? Since we're already talking about it, well, first let me while I've got this up on the screen, I figured we talk. Actually, no, since we already started talking about it, let me bring that up this way. So we're already on the topic here. So, uno momento.
I've been
Sorry about
so
that, Doc.
excited to talk about this. No,
I
you're
know.
good.
Yeah, you're good.
Didn't you like send something to D-Man and he kind of referenced it a little bit?
I don't know if he referenced me or someone else, um, because I think a lot of us were actually saying pretty similar stuff because we were
Okay.
coming across similar things in our research. Why is this big? Okay.
When you're a nerd, you just get into all this story and lore, and everything starts clicking, and you know what to look for, and certain things pop out.
Yeah.
What I love about all the
Yeah,
shows we watch and how we've learned over our years from being a child till now, like exactly how to like dissect all this stuff and compare it to some of the source material. I really truly love like doing all of this. It's so amazing. Like
It,
this is what it's all built up to, right? Like for years as a kid, we've been like grooming ourselves to be into this, and now we do all this research, and I think we do such a hell of a
right.
great, amazing job with all these shows, better than these writers
yeah.
do. They get paid so much money. So I love this. I love that we have the research up, docs on point, you're on point. This is amazing. And our community is the same. I
Oh,
love how
thank
we
you.
all just like nerd out and just dive into shit, look up even more
Yeah.
shit, go down rabbit holes.
Trying to switch the screen.
That's exactly how it was with Doctor Who. I think that was my first real like deep dive in show, you know? Like back in like 2013, I was like big into Doctor Who and looking up all the theories, just every little thing that I could, memorizing the whole expanded universe. And I don't remember any of it.
All right, teenagers, now calm your hormones. I know that we got, a woman on the screen here. So I I noticed that in the show they're really talking a lot about bioacoustics, subsonic bioacoustics, and how Titan X/Co'cai and the scarabs communicate with bioacoustics. Um, and so I started wondering if maybe they're not really going a psychic route so much as going like a little bit more of a scientific or pseudoscientific route and go more like the bioacoustics. And so I looked into um, whether or not there was a difference, like a sex differentiation between like men and women with their sensitivity to subatomic, I'm sorry, I keep on saying subsonic frequencies. And so yeah, I got some files here and just kind of, I've got too many of them, but yeah, I guess I'll just go through them really quickly. Um, So yeah, standard design baselines assume that the uniform human response to low frequency mechanical energy, lower than 20 hertz, real world data, yada yada. So anyway, women are awakened significantly more often by subsonic jet aircraft noise, and women report reaching uncomfortable and very uncomfortable states much faster during whole body vibration in machinery. And standard ISO weighting formulas consistently underestimate women's perceived intensity of hand-arm vibrations. So we have some comparisons here with men and women and their how much discomfort or annoyance or sleep disruption they report. from vibrations. And so now both have the ability to have like similar ability to sense that the vibrations, but women are more deeply impacted by it. They feel it more, I guess, strongly. They're better able to contextualize it. Um, and so here's a little bit like where they feel the vibrations generally, or where they report sensing the vibrations. And um, yeah, so they have greater subjective, sorry, I get tongue-tied. They have greater subjective sensitivity to fore and aft and lateral WBV. Women absorb significantly more total vibration energy than men of comparable size. Women demonstrate a 3 decibel greater sensitivity across most low frequencies, with humans detecting down to 1 hertz at sufficient amplitudes. Now, I think the science for the hearing is mixed. Um, the science for feeling it in the body is a little bit more solid. And then identical absolute detection thresholds, yet the exact same physical intensities are rated as distinctly more discomforting by women. So now I think you're all starting to kind of get the point here. I don't think we need to beat this all to death, but yeah, male bodies typically store more mass abdominally, affecting peak absorption at specific frequencies. Female bodies feature higher body fat percentages deposited in the pelvis and the thighs. Um, and so even controlling for body dimensions, women absorb more total vibration power through joints, muscles, and soft tissues during the whole body exposure. But yeah, I don't know if you all need me to go through all of this. I can post the notes for anyone who wants them. But yeah, so that kind of is what I could find as far as evidence for my thoughts on that goes. Um, and yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
It's great. It's fascinating. Like Kokai is literally speaking to them through the like subsonic, yeah, whatever the right word is, like the frequency, and is actually like communicating. And so Jin might be onto something too, that like maybe there's like a certain like vibration greater, but like definitely like kind of more like they're psychic, like they're able to like know, because like how some sounds make you feel a specific way. So like
So now,
maybe that's the frequency.
so now
And
that kind of brings us to why Kate and Keiko tend to be more receptive to it, and not so much like May or any of the women on the Monarch ship, the outpost ship. I have some thoughts, but I'm curious if either of you have thoughts on that before I go ahead with mine.
well, first off, regarding all of the vibration and frequency theory on women, I think you did an amazing job. From somebody that's a female, um, everything that you put up there is 100% dead on. Like even from certain like roller coaster rides and vibration and like the gravitron and different things that you just experience being on a plane, there's just certain places that you feel it, and it almost feels like something just goes right through you. It like and it almost wants to radiate into a center, and then once it meets a center, it radiates back out. That's kind of what the feeling is like. It's not the same as like going over a bump or like I don't know how to explain it because it only comes from a certain vibration and you can kind of feel it. And it's definitely a frequency. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced like the sonic boom from the Condor plane that they've decommissioned at this point, but was on. So it came to the area where I'm at in New York. And I remember that feeling, and we were right close to it with headphones, my parents and I. And the feeling that it had when it took off and like how the sound and all of that, I remember it from that, and I remember it from certain like fair like rides, that feeling of vibration. Um, and it so since it's a frequency and water is a conductor of like frequency and and electricity, I think that there's something to that that helps Like even dolphins and whales communicate that way with that kind of frequency sonar output. And I think that women are a little bit more water based than men. They're more a little bit more
Mm.
dense, and I think we just have it, especially because we have female reproductive parts that are just different. And I think that we can feel that vibration, that connection when it comes to water.
Yeah, I wonder if too if there's like kind of an adaptive reason for it, and I'm wondering if it is tied to carrying a baby. Maybe if it gives the woman well, the mother a better sense of what's going on. I'm not sure. Just a thought.
Thinking about like mechanics and how like energy is conducted, you always have like a female part and like a male part, right? And it needs to make the connection, or even a positive and a negative. You can run stuff with a positive, but it needs to usually be grounded. Like there's something that has to do with that balance. Um, like I think a lot of men are like they're like the ground, that's what grounds you. And the women kind of have this electricity. And even think about some of the women that we see throughout different shows that we watch, like superheroes and stuff like that, they're usually the ones that hold all this power, right? And it comes from
Mm,
like within. And I think that that definitely is, they're tying something in with that because it's definitely running in the females.
yes, and that also ties to into the kind of a what do you call it, mythohistory or crypto history of Santa Soledad, because in the Chiloé archipelago where Santa Soledad is located, um, the the main medicine women or sacred women, shamans, so to speak. It's kind of an anglicized term to say shaman, but they're called the machi, and they're generally women or genderqueer individuals who are born men, or sometimes they're men who just take on a genderqueer role for ceremony. And downloaded pictures. Oh, they're not in this folder. That's why. I only grabbed two pictures of that, but I think that there will be more on the Wikipedia page and bring up other stuff. And this will actually come up in it too, because there was an incident with a Machi and Kaikai Vilu, whom Co'cai is kind of based on, or at least inspired by.
Yeah,
This is
I think I sent you the picture, right? That somebody had gone on Wikipedia for the Kaikai Vilu and like saying just absolute outright like it's Titan X is inspired by it, which has not been exactly confirmed. There are similarities, but I mean like they like already on like 2 days ago like put that on the Wikipedia.
mm, yeah, people jumped to it really fast. I mean, it seems pretty obvious considering the name and
Yeah,
the location, the whole ties to sinking islands and so on. Those theory, well, those ideas. But yeah, here are the Machi of the Mapuche people, and that's their medicine women. But yeah, generally it's women leading for that there.
That
that one person with glasses is just killing me, man. It's just so out of the scene.
So, teaching a lot of Latin American culture and history as a Spanish teacher, so we see this. I see this a lot, especially in South America, even from Mexico down, and it's like all the way back to like the pre-Columbian dates with a lot of the ancient cultures and civilization. You see, the women actually took on a much more powerful role, and we see in the Egyptian society as well. I mean, both shared power, but there's still cities. There's one city in Mexico and it's by water. And they are they call las mujeres de Wahitan, and they run the show and they do everything and they conduct a lot of the ceremonies and they have a lot of the power and they still um, have these ancient mystic ways about them, and they have their own city, and the men have their roles. And if you looked at it and compared it to our American society, the roles are completely flipped. But there's a mutual respect and there's an acceptance that these are their roles. There's no resentment or animosity, and the city's been going for like 4,000 years. Something crazy that they can trace back, and that's what they've been doing since since the Aztecs ruled that land.
Yeah, screw the patriarchy, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
Get some ladies up in there, get shit done.
Yeah.
Kelly agrees with Jen. She got that vibe too. And we
Yeah.
got Noah and Vibrant here. Hi Noah. Hi Vibrant numerals.
We all. Thanks for dropping by.
If someone could drop a link to actually I can do that all here. I don't think anyone's been dropping their own links. But Vibrant, I'm gonna give you a wrench so you can drop a link to your channel. And I'm going, Jamie, kind of, oh, well, let me just click it. Oh, wait.
So
Channel.
one of the
Sorry.
things I love is how they've been like consistent with the lore, but now they're bringing in like real history and real like archaeological sites and connecting a lot
Right.
of things. And I really love it. And I hope that they stay to like historical fact, even if they take some liberties, because it's sometimes like ancient story, but something that we can actually like go down rabbit holes about like we are now. That really like lights my fire. That's what really like drives me to watch shows like this and keep me interested in going. And I feel the same way about a lot of people in the chat. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but we love these shows that give us information but require us to dive deeper.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. We love thinking.
Yes.
I
Something
noticed that like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you got.
I noticed that a lot of there are a lot of still like Monsterverse fans that do not they're still not happy with Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Like they still feel like it's too slow for them or there aren't enough
Yeah.
monsters. And I'm like, oh man, what do you expect or need? If I guess they want like a complete tonal shift from the first season, but I liked the first season. The only thing that tripped me up in the
Yeah.
first season was I didn't understand what Axis Mundi was, and now I do, and now I like it. Now that I have better understanding, but um, I feel like their big weakness with season one was that they could have explained it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
I've seen people be like, "Oh, you continue?"
I heard some people say the same thing, and my response to them was, "Would you want it all over in one season? They need to
Yeah.
flesh out the story. Like you guys all bitch and complain about the movies being too short, or they made too many movies and should have come. Like you're never satisfied. Let them do their thing and tell the story, and stop bitching and complaining. Because if they let all the monsters out right away, like they did in this episode by opening all the doors, shit would be chaos. You wouldn't understand half of it, nor would you take the time to rewatch it again, and it would be over. So let it play out. It's not bad. You like relax. That's what I tell people, including students that have done all this research into it. But what were you gonna say, Critter?
Oh, I just see people being like, "There's not enough monster action," and then I always give them like a ha ha react if it's on Facebook. I just be like, "Ha ha."
I feel like so I've noticed that a lot of people who aren't like normally into Monsterverse are really into this show. So this show is bringing in more of a like a regular sci-fi crowd, and it's bringing in I think like a little bit of more mature crowd, and it also seems to be really appealing to people who liked the 2014 Godzilla film because that one had a bit more of a serious tone. And
Yeah.
I also feel like the show is doing well at kind of keeping pace with the tonal shift of the movies so far. Like you can kind of see its evolution from the 2014 to now it's starting to approach Godzilla King of the Monsters a bit with its tone.
Yeah.
I
I don't want
concur.
to see it get like New Empire.
Oh, I'm
I don't
looking
want
forward to that.
It's also coming back with like a younger crowd, right? Because all these movies are from like the 50s and 60s, and then we had, they've been going on for almost a century, right? About 80, 75, 80 years we've been getting movies in the Godzilla
Yeah.
verse. So we've been able, or that verse has been able to maintain generations, right? Like you're right. This is like revitalizing like our generation or the older generation, but it's bringing a lot of like kids into it, especially that it's on Prime. It's got
Hmm.
younger characters and stuff, and it's done in a way that's including like AI and very realistic, and the CGI has been great so far, and the pacing's been good. So I know students that are now talking about it with their parents or me or like looking it up, and they might have heard of Godzilla and like they've known some of the movies, but now they're like really learning about it, and they're like, "There's like a ton of monsters, miss," and I'm like, "Yeah, there are." I was like, "My favorite is Mothra, Kong, and Godzilla, but wait till you see
Yeah.
all the other monsters that there are, and there's so many movies." And I've shown them little things, but I think it's also bringing in a younger crowd, like that way this can keep going, this franchise and this universe can keep going. So I like it. In my opinion, it's pretty much reaching every audience it possibly can at all ages that are nerds.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
this season.
I mean, my son
This,
likes the 2019 movie. He like loves it so much. You know, he just turned 3, so like it's getting all ages.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like all my high school kids love it and they know all about the movies, and now they're like deep diving in and like researching stuff about Godzilla, and they'll bring it up and or they'll talk to their parents and their parents know about it. I feel like it's like also like a family connector. There's like nothing like really raunchy in this show like we've seen in
mhm.
others. So like you can even like I don't know, it's revitalizing family and people, and it's just reaching out to every generation. And I kind of love that about this show.
Yeah.
Me too.
And it's
I
not
feel.
WB-ish.
Yeah, no. I feel like yeah, because the films have become really WB-ish. Um,
Hmm.
that's a fun term. Um,
Right.
but
Sorry.
I feel like the show is finally delivering on being basically a show that develops all the lore of Monsterverse, and it's doing a really good job of that this season. The first season kind of like set up some of that, but it wasn't really doing a whole lot of it. Like it was developing like the beginning of Monarch and stuff, but now it's starting to tie more into like cultures and ecology more than it did before, and it's touching upon more stuff with Apex and everything, and I'm finding it really exciting. Um,
Speaking of lore, do you wanna get into that Santa Clara stuff? Because I find it fascinating.
oh yeah, that's right, and also too my theory about about the vibrations.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
my theory is that because Keiko and Kate are both kind of obsessed with Titans or have been deeply impacted by them on almost like a, well, definitely for Kate, a traumatic level, and possibly even, maybe from having been around Axis Mundi type um, energies, that they are better able to give context to what they are feeling, and they're also more sensitive or empathetic or empathic to the Titan or the Titans. And so I think that they're probably going to lean into like kind of like a resonance, and they'll probably that might even just be like their way of doing the whole like psychic ESP thing, is they'll explain it as being some sort of resonance, and that will be how they explain ESP or something. But I don't know. I feel like that's going to tie into the science of it somehow.
Alright, so to piggyback off of what you just said, this just came to me. So, they talk about the 5 different brainwave frequencies that we have, one of them being like gamma ray. And we know that in Axis Mundi, and that we've talked about it in lore, that there's a radiation. And a radiation obviously would give some type of vibration and a frequency, and it would also affect their brain waves, which would change their vibration in their body, probably like ascend them if you want to talk about like chakras and going up, and we that's like a whole nother level. But that would connect them and make them more enlightened and in tune if that radiation or gamma ray was able to widen that band in the actual brain and change that vibration or frequency in that specific person.
Mm, that's fascinating. I like
I
that.
love this theory.
Thank you for giving it, like, thank you, doc, because it's your theory. I just built a little bit about it from what I remember from studying about the brain. And it makes sense because they always talk about like gamma rays and the radiation and all like the older movies and the lore. And we know about the brain waves now. And we didn't know about that back in the 60s and 70s. That's all from modern day research that we now know and study the brain and know it more and better than we ever did in the 70s and 80s. So just
Right.
knowing
Yeah.
about the gamma rays, I would definitely think that there has to be, while they went through that portal and a couple of times, there's got to be some type of radiation that still leaked through that little container, whatever the thing was that they were in, and has to have changed the frequency when they went through that, for sure. At least that's
Yeah,
I just feel that that has to be that.
I've heard like mutation theories before, but I think they're mostly tied to. No, I think I think I heard a mutation theory before that was like kind of similar, but not quite as detailed or elaborate as the one that we put together. Or maybe I'm just giving us too much credit, but that's okay.
That's
We can figure it
okay.
out.
No, you're smart. You got this. I think you were the first person I heard talk about this, so like you're owning it, and you made it work. It makes sense. It's so cool.
Right off the cuff, off the dome, Doc. That's what's up.
I
Oh,
like
I
how
love it.
we can build theories off of each other. That happened the other day with me and Karen, um, and talking about the oxygen destroyer. Um, and I can show that later. But anyway, yeah. So the Chiloé archipelago that we keep supposed to talk about. Um, so Santa Soledad is part of the Chiloé archipelago, and it's a volcanic chain of islands off the coast of Chile, and it's in the Los Lagos region. It's separated by the mainland of Chile by I think it's Chacao Channel in the north, the Sea of Chiloé in the east, and Gulf of Corcovado in the southeast. All islands except the Desertores Islands form the Chiloé province. Um, Main island is Chiloé Island, and then there are more islands, as you can see, that are off of that. It's known for its distinctive folklore, mythology, and potatoes. They've got something like, I think it's like 50 different types of potatoes or something like that there. And mixing of Hiloichi, sorry, my cat is demanding attention, Spanish and Shono influences. Um, and in centuries of isolation without much contact with the rest of Chile or the Western world. Its cool temperate climate, abundance of sea resources, and large and lush forests have also played a major role in shaping life in the islands. In colonial time, Chile was an important bulwark in the defense against Dutch and British incursions to Chile and Patagonia. Archipelago was the last Spanish possession in Chile, successfully repelling Patriot invasions until 1826. In the 19th century, the archipelago was the starting point for the Chilean colonization of Patagonia. Not only were major expeditions assembled in Chiloé, but thousands of Chilotes migrated to the sparsely populated mainland to work in sheep raising estancias, as railway navies, or to become independent settlers. Belief in witchcraft has been common in the archipelago, reaching such influence that in 1880, Chilean authorities put on trial warlocks said to rule the archipelago through a secret society. Once considered an isolated and backward part of Chile, today the archipelago retains its rural character despite increased connectivity and growth of cities such as Ancud, Castro, Calon. And since the 1990s, salmon aquaculture and tourism have been important sources of revenue in the archipelago, complementing traditional activities such as fishing and small-scale agriculture. So now, one of the really important things to note about the archipelago is that it's very like there are a lot of earthquakes and tsunamis in that location, and they have been hit with, I think, what is known as like well, like they've gotten hit with the worst earthquakes I think that are like ever recorded in history, including in 1960. And so the whole structure of everything like has changed over time because land's kind of sunk in at points and split apart and moved. Oh, sorry, I have to stand up for a moment. But so this is where we find ourselves starting off, and I've got a cat who wants to really be in the way. Sorry.
That's what
Get
cats do
out of
best.
here.
You know, it'd
She
be
wants to
cool
be.
if they were to find a way to like tie Kokai into that earthquake in 1960. But it's just like that's like 3 years later.
Yeah, I'm
But it'd be
wondering if they
cool.
will. Um, yeah, my cat was like, "Oh, it's warm behind the laptop. Let me go lay behind there." It's like, "No, you're gonna make it overheat." But yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna touch upon the 1960s earthquake and tsunami. That was incredibly devastating to Chiloé. Um, and we'll get into that a bit more at some point, or I don't know, we might not end up having a whole lot of time for that. But so the um, the natives are the main natives there are the Mapuche people, and or at least the ones that have the Kaikai Vilu myth. And let me actually scroll down because they talk about it here. Mm, oh yeah, right here. So we've got many mythological animals and spirits, such as, well, we got a bunch of them here, but the main one that they mention over here that's important to us is Kaikai Koikoi Vilu and Ten Vilu. Koikoi Vilu also goes by Kaikai Vilu or Kaikai Vilu. There are a lot of variations of the name, and we'll get into a myth there in a little bit. But yeah, oh yeah, here's got quite a variety of potatoes. I wonder
Man,
if
the
they
produce
have.
manager in me loves that. I would know every type.
Well, they don't have the 1960s earthquake information here. That's all right. But yeah, so we'll get into that after. Let me get into the myth. But before I get into the Kaikai Vilu and Ten Vilu myth, does anyone have? Do we have any comments?
I
Oh,
love
hi,
how
Amy and Lori.
hey Lori. I love how you're
Hey,
pronouncing these Spanish words. You're doing great, Doc. That's why I didn't jump in. I'm like, you got this. You got this.
Thank you. I was trying. I took Spanish and I'm Portuguese. I don't speak a whole lot of Portuguese, but yeah.
Pero
I'm
So
entiendes
glad one
un
of
like
y'all was going to do it. I wasn't putting my glasses on.
I get my Portuguese and Spanish mixed up all the time though. But at least I'm not like let me see something here that I might I might mispronounce.
Hey, Amy.
Uh I don't know. I'm not pronouncing my S's as zhuzhes.
Zh- Zhizhi.
Oh my gosh, all the pets want my attention. The dog's like trying to like play. It's cute but distracting. So so yeah, that's Chiloé archipelago right there.
Ain't that the truth, Amy? Pets want all the attention all the time, 100%, especially when you're like just trying to focus and get shit done. They want to be all up on you. Always. They always want love and attention. You're a good fur daddy.
Try. Yeah, she's got a full bowl of food too. They like attention. I figure
I miss having pets.
instead of me trying to come up with my own summary, I'll just see if I can find the myth here. Do I actually have the myth written out here or no? No,
It looks like
it's
it.
got a yeah, it's got a
Oh, the
very short
legend.
thing.
It says the legend at the top. Maybe that's the story.
Oh, okay. References. Yep, here we go. All right. So according to the Mapuche, um, I guess I gotta start at the top, right? The legend of Tren Vilu, also known as Treng Treng or Ten Ten, and Kaikai Vilu, or Kaikai, is a Mapuche flood myth that tells the story of a fierce battle between two mythical snakes, Tren Tren Vilu, um, Tren meaning earth, and Vilu meaning snake, and Kaikai Vilu, Kai meaning water, and Vilu meaning snake. It explains how the Chiloé archipelago and mountains of southern Chile came to have its unique geography. According to the Mapuche, um, also too, most of the time, like these are the most common like depictions for these deities, but it can vary a little bit depending on the region. Um, I think we'll probably see a little bit of that in here, but I haven't been able to find like images of other depictions other than the serpent forms. I think I might have seen one of like a mermaid though.
Yeah.
Carter, did you find others?
No, I was hoping you would, because like I was searching and searching and searching, but couldn't find anything. Like I
Yeah,
was trying to search for that, man.
yeah, I found like a reference or two like on a website, but I didn't see any images. But anyway, so according to the Mapuche, these two snakes were originally the children of the most powerful Pian. Jen, do you know how to pronounce that?
Oh,
Is it?
hold on. Sorry, I was just looking up some
Oh,
images.
sorry. It's
No, no.
Pillans.
Pete, where are you? I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the
Oh, right
thing.
under myth, it's in blue.
Okay.
P
Oh,
I
so the double L is pronounced like a Y. So Beyonce.
Pians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Beyonce.
Pians. So they were the children of the most powerful peons who were converted into their animal forms as punishment. Peripeon's son was turned into a huge snake that would be Kai Kai, and Antu's son turned into a huge snake that would be Tren Tren. They were to be enemies, just as Antu and Per, Peripeon were. Um, Kai Kai was sent to live in the sea to help care for it with the Nenko, the water spirits, and Tren Tren was sent to live on Earth to help care for the Earth with the other, is it Nen? Nen?
I would just say
Um,
Nen.
Nen, and to help humanity. Thus, these two snakes were used as an instrument through which the will of the ancient Mapuche spirits was fulfilled. It is said that after Kaikai awoke from his years-long slumber, he became enraged because of the ungratefulness that men showed for every gift given to them by the sea, and desired to punish humanity to incorporate all terrestrial life into his dominions. Kaikai used his fish-shaped tail to hit the water, causing a great flood. Since Kaikai ordered the waters to flood the valleys and hills and bring all its inhabitants to the bottom of the sea. Humans invoked the help of Tren Tren, who saw both the humans and the animals were desperate. By order of her father, she was the one who had to provide them with wisdom and protection. So she decided to help humanity. She helped the people and the animals to escape by raising them on her back and taking them to the hills. And she transformed those who were trapped by the waters into birds, so they could escape by flying. Those who were drowning into fish and marine mammals, one of them being the origin of the Ca- Cahuelche, 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 or talking
So
dolphin.
Gahuleche.
Cahuleche,
Gahuleche.
Cahuleche,
The
or
H is silent. So
talking
Gaulech. Yep. Gaulich.
Cahuleche,
Gaulich.
Cahuleche. Never heard of a talking dolphin.
You didn't hear about the
It's
story
like,
about Gerald that's all over TikTok?
no, it's like Mr. Ed meets Flipper.
Dude, you don't remember them singing a whole song so long and thanks for all the fish when they
Nope,
left Earth?
nope. And those who were already drowned were turned into Sumpal, Mapuche mermen and mermaids. Those who were immobilized by the terror they felt were transformed into Monkial, or petrified. But as the sea continued to rise, Tren Tren had to order the hills to increase in height to counteract the power of Kai Kai. Angry, Kai Kai began to fight against Tren Tren in a titanic battle that lasted a long time until both snakes were tired. Kaikai was partially defeated as he was not able to flood all the land. However, the waters did not return completely to their old level, giving Chile its current geography. According to Chiloé tradition, Kaikai was satisfied with the portion of land that he had managed to flood. and delegated his functions pertaining to the sea to the great Mialobo. According to Mapuche tradition, after the cataclysm, everyone continued their quiet life until one day it was Tren Tren who was angered by the attitude that men had and made all the volcanoes erupt, and the population had to move to other safer spaces. From that moment on, Tren Tren continues to manifest itself through earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, while Kaikai causes tidal waves and floods when he rolls over during his sleep.
I love these creation myth stories. They're amazing.
I love that
Yeah.
there's like a flood myth on every continent,
Yeah.
Yes.
but I won't go into that.
Yeah, I didn't know if we want to go there.
No, I just love a good flood myth.
Me too.
Yeah. So, uh what does that like myth like give you like any? Do you see like any parallels in the TV show from the myth?
Well, it doesn't necessarily look like a snake, but you definitely have this huge water reptilian like thing that causes the tidal waves and the tsunamis and causes all of that and brings around the fish. And so it definitely ties into the story lore that we hear in Monarch. With a little bit of a difference and a twist on how they worship it as a god, but definitely I can see the similarities. Very much so.
So who's Trin Trin?
I I would say that Trenton's gotta be Godzilla.
That's my
Yeah,
thought too.
Trenton's
Kong's
and the
gotta
gotta
be
be
later.
Godzilla, which is why I'm hoping he comes back in this season. I know it's
No,
gotta be
look,
against
look.
Kong, but
Trin Trin saved them by turning them into birds and fish, and by that I mean the people got caught up in the damage, the collateral damage, and got flung out in the air and into the sea. Makes sense. It's perfect, actually.
yeah. I mean, I know that they focused on Kong in the trailer, but if we're gonna go to one is tied directly to the sea and the other one's tied only to the land, then that would exclude Godzilla because he can go on both land and sea. So maybe he's more like a
Yeah.
mediator that's there. So if it is between land and sea and one can't really come on to the other, then it would be Kong, right? I'm trying to think. I would say then it would be Kong and the new Titan that we have, which why is the name escaping me? They just keep calling it Titan. What's the name, guys?
Kokai.
Kokai.
or Titan
So
X. Yeah.
and Kokai kind of has that the Kaikai sound. So I would think that the
Yeah.
trend might have to be Kong actually versus Godzilla, just because Godzilla's amphibious as well and can be on both land and sea. He'd probably be like a mediator. Maybe he'll stop Kong from like killing the other Titan. Who knows?
So
I
like
think
Kong is kind of confined to Skull Island.
at least
Like,
this Kong is.
yeah, this Kong is. That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Oh,
but
that's
that's
great.
yeah, I was gonna say that's not. Yeah, I was gonna say same thing Doc said. I'm like, that's not always been true. He's not always been
Day.
confined.
Yeah, it's very likely that I mean that the Kongs were spread a bit more throughout the planet, although we don't know
Before they
for
got
sure right
driven
now.
down by Godzilla.
And
Yeah.
and that kind of story matches up then with the opening scene or the opening episode that we got, right? Because it was Kong chasing him off the land and he went into the sea and Kong couldn't really follow him and he went back to the land. Like he kind of that's like his, territory, the land, and the other one gets the sea. So it kind of does match up with that as well. I can see it, even
Yeah.
though Kong's not a snake, but definitely can see the parallels.
I could see the symbolism too with using Godzilla, especially like the volcanic themes. And then when it
Mhm.
describes Tren Tren Vilu, like how he become or she becomes enraged later on, but they have apparently too in the myths, like the genders are sometimes swapped. And I thought usually they were both depicted as boys or as males. But and so I can see it being Godzilla as well. I think it's probably more likely that it's Godzilla, because how much are the locals going to actually know about these creatures? They're kind of piecing things together. They don't have Monarch to go around and research them.
God bless you. Right.
I'm
They
sorry.
they they didn't look like they had too much
I need
technology
water.
down there anyway, besides, like,
Yeah,
phones and weapons. Do you even think that people in Santa Clara and Monarch know about the other Titans or just the one that, just our water titan, or Cow.
They probably know or have I'm sure that they know about Godzilla. They might not have seen it, but they've got like the myth there. Um, or at least I'm assuming that I just want to assume that's what the whole 1010 Vilu myth would be to them. Like if they were to encounter Godzilla and they already know who Titan X is, then they're probably going to be like, oh well, then that one must be the other one.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
definitely. I know that they had like we only seen them in a flashback, but I'm going to assume that they have to have some type of technology, at least like maybe cell phones and maybe internet. I wonder if they know about G-Day at this point in time. I mean, I guess we'll get that in tomorrow's episode because it looks like they're probably headed there. So I'm curious to know if they know about G-Day and they've already made that connection, or if what we're talking about now actually comes up in some way, which would be amazing because you heard it here first from Doc.
Man, I spent so I've already seen like a clip from the episodes coming out in a little bit, and and before I'd seen that though, I'd spent a couple of hours kind of like trying to project what life would be like on Santa Soledad now, like especially considering Ko'cai's been in Axis Mundi for a while. We don't know why Ko'cai's in Axis Mundi, if that's normally where Ko'cai rests, if Ko'cai was somehow driven there, um, and or you know, Ko'cai is was supposed to be resting and supposed to be resting longer and was woken up prematurely. We don't 100% know the details of all that, but I feel like Monarch or the military did something that screwed things up for the village. And if that gets disrupted, their like whole like you know ecosystem that they
Ecosystem.
got going on with Kokai, then yeah, they lose their livelihood. They're no longer getting the intense eutrophication of their waterways that's driving up the fish populations and causing all the the explosions in marine life that have been funding them and keeping them alive and giving them, their great bounty. Um, so they're not going to probably have that anymore. So I'm expecting the place is going to be desolate. Um, and then if you even just look at how how a lot of those archipelago islands went over time between the 1950s to the 2000s, there was a lot of migration off of those to the capital city on Chiloé, and also to the mainland. A lot of teenagers, as they got older, they went off in search of opportunities, and we'd expect to see the same there in Santa Soledad. I would assume, especially if you know Kokai isn't there, and then who knows what the military did there, what Monarch's going to do there, or and then of course what Apex is going to do there. Because I really think Apex is the big bad this season. And
Oh, for
so in
sure.
100%.
Mapuche mythology, the like dark sorcerers are people they like will allege that people are sorcerers or witches if they're doing things that are harmful to society or considered greedy or selfish. And so it's not just like an accusation of like actual like metaphysical like sorcery or evil. It's also like a type of act by being a person who does all these like greedy things that cause harm to the society and the culture and the community. And in those ways, I feel like that's Apex. They're like the real like disruptors. They're kind of like dark sorcerers in a way with their technology.
It makes me think that if this place did go through that type of transition and that downfall, that and Apex and Monarch kind of came in and did something, it almost makes me feel like they would have tried to erase or wipe them out, like whoever knew about it, to kind of keep a secret at that point because it was early on in Monarch. They just wanted to
Mhm.
like keep it to themselves. So I'm wondering if like that religion and like if that produced some like zealots that are underground or like keep the secret, or the religion's like kind of underground and not known anymore. I mean, it could look like a completely like touristic site now where you don't find any evidence like we saw in the flashbacks of anything. They don't talk about the religion. They have no idea what you're talking about, like completely erased from the history that they have there, depending on what happened with that city. But I could see them going back to look for answers and having to remember where the cave was because no one there is either no one there or no one there remembers because it's kind of been erased from their history.
I feel like there's going to be cultural erasure, but then anyone who is, you know, descended from people of Santa Soledad, they're still going to have the stories. And then when G-Day hits and people are like, oh, wow, these giant monsters are real, I think that's going to cause a lot of these communities kind of like have a little bit of a resurgence of interest from the younger crowd, but maybe not.
Yeah, I can definitely see it sparking like an awakening and a revival of something that they've believed in but have hidden and not talked about for years, thinking that they were being punished or that it was gone for whatever reason. And now it's coming back. I mean, who knows? They might be like starting this whole religion back up again since G Day. And for the last 3 years since season one, they've been planning and maybe calling out and doing rituals again and that weird ritual that we saw in the flashback and starting it back up again, which would be really amazing because there's a lot of cultural erasure, especially down in Latin America. And the cities don't repopulate. The teenagers do move away, and the old people stay there and they die, and they don't always pass down their secrets or their full stories, or people didn't understand because they were so little and they've forgotten because they've moved away for so long. So I hope that we don't see that and there is like
Mm.
this revival and we see there's still something going on that they can get some information from when they go there next episode.
And we see that too, because my family is from San Miguel in the Azorian archipelago. And yeah, oh, my family, most of us, we migrated here to the US. Um, we wanted jobs and opportunity, and so we came here and we found that. Um, trying to share more images of Kaikai Vilu while I have them.
Give me 1 second, kids and
Sure,
stuff.
yeah.
One
If
moment.
Okay.
anyone needs a quick break, let me know. Oh, I see. I have to like stop sharing the screen to share the screen, I guess. I can't just switch.
I really like that theory. Like like, and what's going to happen next. I don't really want to talk about it just yet because I want Jen to hear too how I think things might play out.
Got a image of Kaikai Vilu and Tren Vilu. Is that guy turning into a tree?
I don't know. I don't have my
Really,
glasses.
really weird and fascinating image. I love it. It's got to be a
I
little bit more.
do.
This has to be like a bit more contemporary though, because of how they have Saturn or Jupiter depicted there. I don't think they could have seen that from Earth back in the day.
Right. And I don't think they had Rodans in the background either. They
That's not a
could have.
Rodan. That's not a Rodan. But we could
What is
pretend
it?
that's some kind of
What is it?
some kind of giant flying bird. I don't know.
That's Rodan.
Yeah,
I'll tell
we're
you right
calling
now.
it. We're deciding it's Rodan.
If my little boy saw it, he'd be like, "It's Rodan." So it's Rodan.
I feel like tying things back to the myth, how Kaikai Vilu has like the water spirits that kind of delegate its work for it. I feel like that's kind of the scarabs in this case. Oh,
I could see
and
that.
also too, and oh shoot, I didn't upload the screenshots. I had taken screenshots of the actual cave too. Um, the, so the sorcerer mafia that was running the Chiloé archipelago for a while, and kind of like it was like a shadow government that was it was basically like a mafia, but it was also acting as like a government that was repelling or at least defying the colonizers. And so they did some good, but it was also a protection racket, and they would poison a lot of people. But they would organize mainly from at least so the legend goes, from a cave. And they're like all the stories about I guess like the depth of the cave and different things. And uh we don't really know how much is myth anymore. They've actually filled in almost all of the cave, so there's just like a little bit of like an opening, and like you can go in a little bit, but then everything else has already been filled in for whatever reason. And so you have this like creepy cave that used to be a hideout and organizing place um brujos, and yeah, they ended up just filling it all in like we don't want no bad stuff to come out of there.
Yeah, you gotta hide the evidence.
Yeah, so I noticed from watching videos that yeah, to a lot of the locals like magic, the dark witchcraft sorcerers, or the palku as they're called there, like this is all like very real stuff to them, and like just like your everyday common person, be like, oh yeah, it was well, maybe not your everyday person, but like a couple people are like talking about how, oh yeah, I've heard the palku outside my window, they fly around and stuff. Oh, one was watching me one time and stuff. And it's like just kind of like wild, and I love that.
Yeah,
All right, let's
kind of
flip
like
through a
a
couple more of these pictures.
yeah. That one's
This one's
sick.
yeah, this one's got to be more contemporary, but it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure where that one is. I didn't really mark any of this stuff down. This one I think I saw right on Wikipedia.
But I like it gets
Mm,
old.
here they are fighting again. Here's that other one again. It's another of them. Another one. This one's pretty. I like this one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah, that one's pretty.
that's the end.
Sorry, I keep like I grabbed my 3D puzzle Godzilla and I've been just like listening to what you say and just like admiring it because it took so long. It really didn't. I'm really good at those.
Let's see here. Yeah, I made a kind of like a some that we're re-envisioning. It has the Tren and Kaikai Vilu legend as a battle between Godzilla and Kokai. Oh, it's just delayed. Here we are.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
No worries. Welcome
Okay.
back. We were just showing some pictures of Kaikai Vilu and Tren Vilu.
So with the images of the two snakes, does it kind of reminds me of like the yin and the yang, and it kind of like reminds me into
Yeah.
like Japanese culture, or even like the symbols with the koi fish that we usually see going around with that red and the black, meaning one being water, or red and blue, one being water, one being land. So it kind of also has that like connection to Japanese myth, myth where we actually get like the whole origins and where Godzilla and this whole universe created and came from, right?
Right. It has a great
Right.
parallel.
Yeah. Kind of like back to what Critter was saying, like so many different cultures, that same flood myth. So a lot of these origins that we can go back to all this ancient myths, we can see that connection, that parallel. Clearly something was real about what they're saying. They just weren't able to express it in words we can understand today, but we can see through these images that there's some type of truth and validity that everybody around at that time, thousands of years ago, all knew. We've definitely lost that knowledge. But at
Mm.
least we get these images and these awesome stories to kind of interpret that and tie it together for us.
The earliest memory I have of learning about like the sort of Taoism was like watching the Avatar Last Airbender season 1 finale, like as it was premiering and being like mind blown by it. It was so cool. And then like seeing it come back up and me actually recognizing it, like I love that there's stuff like that that's just kind of like transcended boundaries, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
For some reason, my doesn't want to share my doesn't want to share the image that I'm trying to share. Or it's not the tab.
So I feel
Oh,
like whatever they do to get Kokai into Axis Mundi. I feel like that's going to cause Kokai to not be around the area, and then like they're going to have to move out, like you were talking about. Like it ties into real world events, and then like we're going to have the reveal that in modern day there was this kid there that like grew up to be, you know, who they're going to be referring to because he physically remembers like Titan X and what they did or Kokai.
Yeah.
Oh, and so in 1960 there was a massive earthquake and tsunami, and the now that we've already talked a bit about Kaikai Vilu, um, there was a massive earthquake, tsunami, and there was one village that the Machi had a very interesting idea of how to stop the tsunami and earthquake. Can you expect how she thought they might stop it? Yeah, they sacrificed a 5-year-old boy to Kaikai Vilu. Um, she the Machi declared that the boy needed to kind of there was a term for it they had there. I can't remember what it is, but it was almost like a boy without like parents around, and it was they chose a boy who was left in the care of his grandparents, or his grandfather, while the mother was an indentured servant in the capital, was sending money back to care for him. Um, so it was really tragic. There was a trial. The grandfather and a couple of others, they spent 2 years in jail during the trial, um, but they ended up being acquitted because they were able to I guess prove that they believed that they were in so much fear that they literally believed that would save them all, and it would save the whole community. And um, yeah, they got it was acquitted, but the mother, of course, was never happy with the grandfather being acquitted. And the really one of the really sad things about it was it went 2 years without being called out or noticed by the courts, like without 2 years went without legal action. And it wasn't until there was a property dispute over horses that were eaten during the sacrifice, and that got brought to the courts. And when that got brought to the courts, one of the witnesses was like, "Oh yeah, and they sacrificed a 5-year-old boy." And then the magistrate or whatever was like, "Wait, what?" And so yeah, um, that's how
Wow,
that
way to
went.
devalue a person. Like like the horse was more important that they brought that to the attention. They're like, oh, by the way,
Right.
wow, wow,
Yeah, just twisted.
way to kill off the
Yeah,
knowledge of your own, like on your own.
yeah, that's I
Tragic.
don't know, man. Like that, can't even think about that one, man.
I wonder if that's the Komodo lady in from. No, sure.
I
She
do
got a
kind of
thorough
see
life.
I do kind of see a parallel, or some parallels, with what we're seeing in Monarch Legacy of Monsters still, because like I kind of feel like Hiroshi is almost like that sacrificed boy, how
Mm.
he was kind of like abandoned by not well, yeah, he was abandoned by Bill. And I feel like it's kind of like almost like a well, he was left in the care of his grandparents. I feel like it's almost like a symbolic sacrifice. And then at the same time, I don't expect Hiroshi to survive this season. Um, so there's that as well. So maybe the sacrifice would be a little bit more than symbolic. I don't think there'll be like a literal like, hey, we're gonna throw him into the ocean and sacrifice him to Titan X though. I'm having a hard time getting these images to
I wonder because he got a second chance, like with both of his kids and his mom. I wonder if he would do like a self-sacrifice or like sacrifice himself to save his mom or the kids or something like that. Like
hmm.
I could see
Yeah,
him like
possibly. I could see that.
yeah, especially the way like he wanted to go back like to get Kate and he almost got like really super mad at Lee for, making the wrong decision even though he didn't know at the time he didn't. And then they had that moment and they had a scene where I guess they were like in the elevator and Kay said to her son, she's like, I can't believe we're doing this together. And that's the part where he's like, yeah, considering I was all alone, I thought the reason why you embedded me was, you going on these missions was because to save the world, because what else would be more important than me? And I think that you're 100% right and spot on that there is definitely a parallel, and I could see he would be the sacrifice, but he gets something more than the myth, which is he got a second chance to actually set things right between his kids and his mother. And that's definitely leading up to some type of self-sacrifice. I agree with you. I don't think he's making it through this season, unfortunately.
And his last words are going to be telling Kentaro that he's proud of him.
Oh no.
Just to
Yeah,
like,
that isn't that how it always goes?
that.
Tell my son that I'm proud of him.
And it better be in some like artistic, artsy like fashion instead of like some brutal, like gruesome, like ripped apart death. I hope it's like in some like artsy fashion that it like sticks with Kentaro since he's such right. He's like so into the arts and he had designed that sculpture and he always just wanted his father to be proud. I hope it's like some cinematic, beautiful scene or something. That way it's like
Yes.
something artistic for him. That would be really cool and a nice tie into like everything emotional and symbolic compared to the actual storyline that we're actually seeing. So I hope they do that. I hope the writers are smart enough to tie that in. You're on to something
That'd be
here, Dad.
great.
I'm getting so frustrated
StreamYard.
with StreamYard right now. Yeah, it's not like for some reason now it no longer wants to find the images. Like when I bring them up onto another screen, it like doesn't sense them.
Do you want to try jumping out and jumping back in?
Let me try a different file. Maybe it's just the file.
Yeah, do whatever you got to do. We can keep talking.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Because I've been wanting to talk about, because like,
Did you have a theory?
what, do
Let me
what?
take a quick
Did you have a
restroom break
theory?
anyway.
Okay.
Oh, not really a theory per se, but like something I noticed. Like when that Apex guy was on there talking to Tim, he like he said something about like how they wanted to be able to coexist with them. And like what he said was kind of reminiscent of like Keiko and Bill's original mission for Monarch. But it's almost like they took it to an extremist degree, you know?
Yeah.
Like I what's the word? Because it's like trying to look up to your heroes and do what they do, but it's like you take it too far, you know? Like
Yeah.
taking your goals too far. I think it's
I
kind of
know
like one
exactly
of
what you're
those.
saying, and I can't think of what it is. I know what to say in Spanish, and I can't think of what to say in English, but I know exactly what you mean. I didn't like when at the end, he told not at the end, is more in the beginning of the scene, but at the end when he's like talking to Tim and he's telling him, "Oh, this is what we're here for, the data," and he's showing them they can pinpoint him, and he's like, "Welcome to the free market," and I'm like. This is a private company. It's not supposed to be a free market. They're holding
Right,
like, and when I heard that, I'm like, that's such a contradiction to what they stand for. Granted, they didn't want to always keep everything a secret, but at the same time, they weren't trying to make this um, some type of a product that you can sell, right? They weren't trying to commercialize this the way Apex is. And Apex is just this greedy, very, very symbolic to any kind of a greedy, huge corporation, to these tech corporations that just keep advancing and all they can think about is the next thing that'll make money without realizing the consequence and the long-term effects of these products that they're putting out or the way they're reshaping the free market by monopolizing or dominating certain codes. And we see that with May, right? Like she's like totally like deleted the codes. I feel like that's where we're going to. It's like free market versus like the private sector. And we see evils on both sides of it. And here, normally you want things to be like really public, but this is not a free market where you want to put this for sale. And that's kind of like
right.
that idea. Like they're obviously doing this and they're going to market this to the military and further, corrupt the global world and different governments. And they're starting with this. And I feel like they're going to use that. We can keep the Titans away from your country and prevent a G-Day if you pay us this much money and if you're a part of this committee.
Yes,
And I can see that's not what it was supposed to be. It was about Monarch was about research, monitoring, and making people aware that they exist. Not and even Coral, right? She wants to really like try to cohabitate with them. I feel like she's also delusioned. That's not what Apex is going to do. I don't think that they're going to try that route because it's more profitable to be like the protectors of certain countries and nations and continents and just rake in the dough from that. using their AI technology. I don't see them using it as research. I see them, Apex completely corrupting the whole Monarch company. We've already seen it swing back and forth. Lee and Tim have referenced it. Even Kay was like, it's not about research anymore. And I know she'd been
Yeah.
gone for so long, but Monarch has really changed. And by bringing on this company, like even like we see this in the real world, like the whole merger with Netflix and Paramount and dominating, like you can't do that. We have monopolies and laws so that this doesn't happen. And that's what these conglomerate huge tech companies are doing because the technology is so new, that they can monopolize and build off of it and kind of shut everybody out that could ever even think about making any idea to compete. And then trying to get through the red tape of, making a prototype and getting it patented and producing like Monarch and Apex. Well, Apex really has got the jump on it. So I felt like they went to the most profitable, private company and they're changing it into some type of a we can do this for you if you pay us that much, almost like a blackmail kind of a thing. And
Right.
I hate Apex for that. And they think they're doing a good thing and the right thing because it's technology, but I don't think they are. I think Coral's trying to, but I think she's also disillusioned with the way the company is. And I think May kind of already figured that out. And, Coral's showing her that they're trying to like tame and coexist. It gives her hope. But I think May's already been like awakened to the fact that all these companies are bullshit and all they're gonna do is try to steal your ideas and make money off of it. So I hope
Right.
that May like just learns so she can take the technology and do the right thing.
So when you're saying Cora, you talk about Brenda?
Oh, is it Brenda? I
Yeah,
thought her name was
okay,
Coral.
so Cora is May's real name.
Oh, yes, then that's why I
Yeah,
confused
okay.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Brenda,
Okay.
yeah,
I
sorry,
was
Brenda.
following
I
you
meant Brenda.
right.
Thank you
So
for correcting me,
also,
Carter. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry,
it's
chat.
okay,
Sorry.
dude. Um, that's actually the second time Tim has been told "Welcome to the free market." Because it was like episode 3, May says it to him, like while he's trying to like tell her to go rogue for him. Might have
Right,
been, yeah, it was episode 3. It's like she says, "Welcome to the free market" in there, and so it's like it's being slapped in Tim's face. Everything that he loved about Monarch, everything that it was, and like trying to protect people, he's literally getting slapped in the face with the free market, and like he's just getting whipped around left and right. And I feel like at some point he's just gonna snap and take over and be like, "Nah, oh, no, listen to me. This is what we're doing." Like he's version on like snapping, man. He's
right.
getting whipped around.
And in the last
Like,
couple episodes, we've seen him like grow some cojones, right, and start to like rebel a little bit
yeah,
and help Katara, and Hiroshi and Kate, and like he's starting to help and like say yes, okay, and smile to like the big bosses, and then as soon as they turn around and he turns around and does something different. So I'm waiting for him to like just take a bold stance instead of being sneaky about it. I feel like it's building his confidence, and the more he sees and they keep talking to him because they're still trusting in him, he's learning and resenting and hating them more. So I'm waiting for his like big hero moment, right? He's gonna really
yeah,
like grow some balls. Like I know he's been helping here and there, but he's supposedly like the main guy in charge now for Monarch at post 18 or whatever it is. So I'm waiting for him to have his big hero moment. Absolutely.
right, right. And he's my favorite character too. So like, I hate seeing him get stepped all over like that. Like, mm, Tim's really gonna like make a name for himself this season though, in like terms of how like the audience receives him. I feel like he's gonna gain a lot more fans through this season. Because
Yeah.
like season 1, I was almost instantly like, who has particular energy? I kind of like him, but he's trying to get this information. And then now we know him, and he's like, he loves Monarch. He truly believes in what they're doing there, and kind of sees the bureaucratic BS, and is just like, no, well, let's make Monarch Monarch again.
Right.
Like I think
Yeah,
that he's going to be like trying to get everyone back to roots, and like having Keiko like that would help a lot.
I agree. I feel like he's becoming the boss that they need.
Right. And he's fairly young, so he'd be able to run Monarch for probably the next 20 or 30 years and really make sure it gets off where it needs to, goes back to the roots, like you said, to get back to where it needs to be, and then takes off in the right direction. And he's got like the base team that he needs. Do you guys think Billy's coming back? Do you think he really is dead? Because that's really the final piece that they need to rebuild the foundations of where they were.
I think
He's
that he
dead.
probably is. I wish,
I think he
like,
died in the Skull Island movie, didn't
Right.
he?
Yeah, he
I
definitely did. He definitely died, but somebody said that he might be coming back. I'm assuming it's gotta be
Oh,
like in a ghost or a flashback, but I mean, that
oh
would be
yeah,
crazy
I can
if,
see
like,
that.
if he was in Access Mundi and just never saw Kay and they're able to find him, like, if they did some spin, which I think would be crazy. But, like I said, I saw somebody float that idea out there, so it's definitely not my original, but I'm like, it's I mean, they could do it. I could see it if they involve Access Mundi. I could see it
did
as a
we ever
possibility.
did we ever see him die on screen though?
Well, he
I
just
think we did.
the big crab, or is it the spider titan comes out, and the another one comes up, and then the rocks fall into the water, and then we see obviously the briefcase that smells like fish from season one was his. That's
Mm,
what he had in his hand. So everybody assumes that he's dead, but nobody. We just saw it crumble. The titan and him both went into the water. So I don't know. Maybe the titan tried to save itself and opened up the portal. I mean, we don't know how they really can open up their own portals and travel, but they can. So
mm.
what if it like tried to save itself from the water and opened up a portal,
Well, I
went
mean,
into Mundi?
in the Kong movie, like I think I remember him dying. I could be wrong. I haven't watched it in years, but like I think I remember his character like dying on screen. I could be wrong though.
I don't remember. I am so sorry that I don't remember, but I do know. Like I went back to look at this season when I saw that theory. I went back to the beginning just to see, and I was like, well, yeah, technically we don't see his body, and that titan probably didn't die. And if it can open up its own portal, I mean, I could see it being written and done well that it could be that way. Or
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
fine with them just killing him off and him being dead. I really truly am. But if they're going to continue to build upon and make multiple seasons, um, I could see them pulling him, back at the end of this season or in the beginning of next or something. If especially if we're gonna lose like Hero or something like that, you know what I mean? I could see them bringing in that character. It's possible. I mean, tell me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
they'd have to do some crazy time stuff, so they'd have to also throw him into Axis Mundi somehow, and he was preserved or something. Um, or they would have him in flashbacks. Now, John Goodman doesn't look like he did in Skull Island. He's focused a lot more on his health, and he's lost a lot of weight. Um,
Right.
you might, some people might be aware that his weight has been a lifelong struggle for him, and that in the span between Phil Randa that we see, um, when he leaves, when he abandons Hiroshi, and the time to Skull Island. During that time in John Goodman's life, he actually did gain a lot of weight and appear to age quickly. Um, so it actually does kind of correlate a little bit with John Goodman's own, like, how his appearance has changed over time. So yeah, if they were to bring him back, it'd have to be some. I think that they'd have to throw him into Axis Mundi, pull him out of there. Be a lot of crazy stuff. Um,
They
some
pull
fans would
some
hate it.
shenanigans,
Yeah, some fans would
but
hate it, but some would love it. I would probably
Wu
be all right
Chi's
with
the
it.
cameo that would break the internet. That would do it.
So Karen pointed out, when I was doing a call with them, with Sci-Fi Vision's fandom access folks, that she says the oxygen destroyer from Godzilla King of the Monsters that they used on Godzilla and King Ghidorah, could that have been made by Apex and become a plot point? And I was like, I don't know.
Huh.
And so I decided to ask, I asked the AI, and the AI says, oh, it's not a theory, it's from the novelization. And I'm like, what? So I went and I took a screenshot here, and other people had pointed out similarities between the Destroyer larva and the scarabs, and so I put those side by side as well. And so up on the top left, we have Destroyer larva from the 1995 film Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And those become the big monster Destroyer. Well, they aggregate and turn into Destroyer. And then here on the right, we got our scarabs. they're kind of based off of similar types of creatures, like trilobite type creatures, and those also swarm, and they have a larger one that they follow around. So there's some parallels. And now, as we can see here, it looks like Apex might have had a hand in creating the Oxygen Destroyer in Monsterverse. And now, the novelization material, we cannot just accept it as canon, but a lot of times stuff from the novelizations can be canon. So from the
Well, they
novelization,
come
it
from
says
like
that,
early drafts anyway.
yeah,
Like it's earlier drafts of the movies. So
yeah,
like,
sometimes the stuff changes.
yeah,
But initially, it does seem like Apex was behind the Oxygen Destroyer. It says Bernie Hayes' wife, Sarah, quit her job at Apex. Bernie's the conspiracy podcast dude. And she quit her job at Apex Cybernetics a year after the Battle of San Francisco. Following her death in an apparent car accident, he discovered a note she left, which read Godzilla, Apex, Monarch contract, shipping manifest, component 4 bomb. He immediately secured a position at the company to investigate it, believing his wife had been killed because she knew too much. After King Ghidorah's rampage, he concluded that the bomb in question was the Oxygen Destroyer. This seems to contradict Godzilla King of the Monsters. And it's not this. Oh, wait. It seems to contradict. Oh, it seems to contradict where Admiral William Spence told Monarch members of its existence just before using it. I don't really think that that contradicts it because, I mean, the Admiral's not exactly going to go into a full explanation as to how they came upon the technology. A lot of that's going to be top secret information anyway.
yeah. I mean, I can see it. I kind of don't want it, but like I can really see it. And if it's done right, that's cool. Just do it in a movie so it could be on the big screen. Don't do it in the show. Is the
Yeah,
way I feel.
because I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to put one of those implants on Titan X to try to control it. Or at the very least, they're going to try to do that to the scarabs. If they can control one of the scarabs, they can probably control where Titan X is going, just by how they communicate with each other.
Yeah, have it scream in agony where
Yep.
they want Titan X. Yeah.
They've also got the Suzuki device. So now the Suzuki device, I thought it was like a radiation device. Is that one also an acoustic device?
I think it was because it
I'm gonna
was
have to look it up. I don't
that's what
think
they
it
were
is.
using in season one, where it was a year after the Bikini Atoll bomb, and they ran into Godzilla again. I think it was based off of like sonar type frequent or technology. I
Okay.
could be wrong though. Pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. For some reason, I thought it used nuclear material, but I think I was just thinking about when they were requesting the bomb to lure Godzilla. I
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't know.
Okay.
I don't
I
know that they will actually. Oh, sorry, Jen. Go ahead.
no, I definitely think it's a sonar material. I thought we saw that in season 1, right? When they actually found
Yeah,
Hero in the desert and it gave off that sonic boom like sound and brought Godzilla there. So yeah, I definitely see that. That's how I think it is, and I agree 100%. They're strapping something on a scarab. I think that was foreshadowed when we saw the one that was able to call it back, and we saw it U-turn. I think that they're going to
mhm.
remember that and use that in their plot to draw it away and contain it.
Yeah. I'm wondering what kind of other things they might end up doing to some of those creatures, and so I'm wondering if they do end up bringing Destroya into MonsterVerse. If Apex is going to have a hand in any of that. Apex is defunct now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. They completely shut down after all that. I don't
Okay,
remember where I
so
read it, but I remember reading that they were like completely done. But there might be a shadow cell.
Mm.
they'll probably be what is it? The companies they change names, they change like companies. They fold one, just open up another one. Um,
Yeah, they kind of
they
like ownership or title over. Mhm.
Yep, it's like when a restaurant gets shut down for health codes, they just reopen under a new name and license.
if if they're able if they're able to pull this off where like this is true, it reminds me of like how we keep seeing, what is it, the Wayland company Alien is always keeps popping up, and you never
Yeah.
really realize that
Yes.
technology, and it's come so far over the generations, but it's always Wayland, I think it's what it is from Alien. This would remind me of that. Like Apex has been there kind of in the background building and, always coming out with some kind of scheme to still be a part of like the Titan, just like Wayland's always wants to be a part of like the Alien verse and be in space. I could totally see that working like this. I could see them writing it in that way.
I had a thought. So after they were completely like disbanded or whatever, like after World War II, the Americans like hired on all these Nazi scientists. So like I can see Monarch hiring in some of the Apex people, and so it still could like Apex could still be there. I just
Yeah.
thought about that, man. Like that's freaky.
Or even just people going undercover and working for them like May was originally, right? And them, thinking they're full Monarch employees, but feeding information back to Apex so Apex can still grow alongside of it and one day still plot to take over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love your thought. Excellent.
Thank you. And I'm trying to click on things here. This thing's acting up. Yeah, Kelly thought he tossed the case over into the water and that the Titan and Big Spidey went over the cliff. She doesn't remember seeing Bill go over either. Yeah, I don't remember seeing him go over.
No, he didn't get killed. This scene
He
took
doesn't
place
die
like
until
yeah,
he dies in a different scene in the Skull Island film, right?
yeah.
But I feel like
So
even
like
that
this
scene was
takes
kind
place
of
before. I
yeah, I feel
mean,
like even that
it's
scene
been
was
a
kind of
while.
vague though, right? Or no?
I can't remember, but like I remember
Yeah.
feeling like it was definitive.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I need to rewatch the movie.
I think you might be right. I think he might have gotten eaten by a skull crawler.
Watch
Yeah, I
party.
think it was something like that. Yes.
Watch party this weekend. Let's get our facts
Yeah.
straight.
4K. Like the 5 movie set of the Monsterverse in 4K. Like I got it. Like I got it at 4K.
I don't think I've ever watched a movie in 4K before, at least not in full.
I watched Dragon Slayer in 4K, and that was dope.
Oh,
I
that
can
sounds good.
imagine.
The 80s movie? That was 80s, right? It
Yeah.
was 70s. That
I think it
oh
was
man.
80s.
I watched a thing on special effects about that movie actually a couple days ago. While it was talking about special effects for like a lot of movies, especially movies that used stop motion in it, and I guess there are some stop motion scenes in that one. But anyway, I'm
Just wait
going
till
on
we
a
watch
tangent.
Crawl.
Crawl.
Yeah,
I
Crawl.
love that Kroll. I
Oh,
love that movie
Crawl.
so freaking much. Oh my God. That and Willow.
Yes.
Kroll and Willow. I still had
Yes.
them on the same tape, would play it in full Willow and Kroll. Oh my God. I love you. I love you so much.
I love
I
you
need
too,
to
man.
I need to rewatch Crawl. It's been too long since I've seen it. I don't really remember it, and I feel like for some reason I get Crawl and Army of Darkness mixed up. I don't know why.
How?
I
Great
don't
movie
know.
too, but
Feature.
how?
And I've never seen Willow. Yeah, I know.
With Val
I have to.
Kilmer. Oh my God.
I still have
Oh,
to watch it. I've never seen it.
oh, we have to have a watch party.
My dude.
I guess so. Yeah.
We're talking watch parties.
Yeah, we need to just like have a list, an ongoing list.
But yeah, I'd left and come back. I think the problem might be the computer because now it's got like an image thing that I just can't even open and stuff. I have to share the whole screen in order to show my images now. But hey, whatever works, right? And I don't remember if I said hi to Tress and to Jay. I miss Jay. Hi Trace.
Hey y'all. Not
Hey,
southern.
hey, Miss J. Hey, Tres Comas.
And I think I'm gonna leave the rest of the deep dive slides for some other time. Let me see what else I got in here though that I think is kind of interesting. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. Takes a while for the files to open on this computer. Here we go. I need to go through and take like screenshots of the opening credits because there's some good stuff in here. For
There
example, we
is.
have this image here. Share the screen. Okay. So we got this image from opening
Yes.
credits, and I really liked this article. Can I just make the whole thing full screen? Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so I'm not sure exactly when this is of. So apparently there was a missing island, um, and it says like a tiny speck of land in the vast Pacific Ocean has vanished, leaving behind a colossal question mark. Once a familiar sight for local fishermen, the island was a steadfast presence, a trusted guide across the open sea, but now it's gone, wiped clean from existence as if it was never there. No one saw it coming. Days ago, it was solid, unmistakable landmass. Today, it's a yawning void of ocean. Fishermen who've known the island their whole lives, because we're dumbfounded. Scientists are baffled. Theories abound, from the plausible to the downright probably implausible.
It's because they spun the wheel down under the island, and it just moved.
Hey, yeah, maybe this is a little nod to Lost there. That'd be wicked. That'd be wicked funny. But I
That'd
don't
be
think there's
crazy.
yeah, there's no creator overlap though.
Not at all. That would be a heck of a cameo at the end of the season.
Yeah, just throw in some of the cast of Lost just randomly in there.
Jack wakes up.
But
See
so like
Sawyer, Syed. Saeed.
I'm wondering though, like what happened with this island? I don't think it's Santa Soledad because obviously the island is still there. And I'm wondering if maybe this kind of ties into the whole like Kaikai Vilu myth of sinking land masses with her rate or his rage.
I think that's exactly what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just hope we get to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I'm guessing that Kaikai Vilu must have well Kokai must have some sort of like sonic abilities. Like if those scarabs can emit, that kind of blast, then what can the big one do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was some of your research, Critter here. Critter was looking into mythology along Kaikai Vilu's I'm sorry, um Kokai's migratory route. And no, you're not warming yourself behind the laptop.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was like some kind of mythology because all the scarabs come up from the American Samoas. So I was like, maybe there's some kind of cool mythology over there. But like the only real overlap was like this one, it's like Fie, I believe. And he can like turn into an octopus, and when he's on land, he like turns into like a stone crab or something or a shell. Like it really didn't match up as well. I couldn't really find anything good. This was the best.
That actually doesn't compared to what if you sorry, excuse me. The description you just gave and what the images that we've seen kind of match up though, right? Because
Yeah.
the tentacles, I mean, it had like suction cup like on the tentacles, and it does have a hard shell, and then the scarabs kind of look like it. So, I mean, I guess I could see it. Don't be so hard on yourself. It might be a little bit
Well,
of a
no,
reach.
I mean like this is the only one out of like
Oh,
all of it that
oh, of
even kind
all
of
of
fit.
them. Oh, got it.
Okay,
There was a
Okay,
lot.
that makes sense now. I missed that part. Sorry, Crit.
the
Everything else
parallels
was
are
like
definitely there though.
they turn into an eel, or they turn into a turtle, or they turn into a shark. That was about the best. That or it was like all super humanoid creatures. That
Okay.
like most of them were just like legend people kind of things.
Kaikai Vilu has,
Like
I'm sorry, not kind of
oh, you're
keep saying
good.
that. Titan X has an eel-like head.
Mm.
Yeah, like I saw some similarities in that, but it just I don't know. Nothing really felt like it fit. But
Mm.
if we see the Caribbeans, we know that Lusca or Lusca is part of it. That's that shark head, sharktopus thing. I really want that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
manifesting it.
yeah.
And we
Titan
see
X
that there
definitely
are
reminds me of
scarabs in
that.
other places. Where else could we possibly find scarabs that wake up?
Yeah. So it's very likely that Titan X is also like considered to be um the mythic creature for other mythologies, like that somehow fits into like their mythology, because people probably interacted with these beings and came up with explanations for them or fit them into their existing cosmology.
We we got to see that migration map again to see what other places that they're marked on the map that we visited,
Yes.
and then we'll be able to
Oh
research
yeah.
those
All right.
places.
Let me see if I have that.
Guys, I put something in the chat in our private chat. I don't know if you
Okay.
saw it.
Oh no, I
No,
see.
I have my phone like zoomed in so I can see the screen on my phone.
I did. I figured that. That's why I was like, let me say that. Yeah.
Oh jeez, my phone is ringing. Okay.
Oh yeah. It's all good.
1 second. Oh shit, and I gotta mute this. I don't get it.
Don't want to get copyright struck. I mean, you got to record with Felicia, right? Is that what
Yeah.
that said?
Yeah. I'm recording with her. I promised to record at 8.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. We started a little late anyway. It's all good.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, though. This was a
Yeah, for
blast.
real. Like it was awesome having you on. I
Thank you
need someone
guys.
to shoot ideas at us and make me use my brain more.
I love your thoughts in your brain. You definitely contributed, and I like the research that you did, and that was a good deep dive. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me. Love you guys.
Very welcome.
Um,
Thank you.
I'll
You
be
too.
yeah.
Be careful. Have fun.
Thank you. And then I'll be on Sci-Fi Live tonight at 11. So I've got 3 lives today. I'm gonna be busy.
Oh
I
my.
gotta wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh gosh. Good
Well, that'd
good
be
luck.
at 5. Yeah.
I get up at 5, so but I will see everybody later. Bye guys. I'll catch you guys later tonight. Thank you for having me. Love you guys, and I'll definitely come back if you ask me to. I love talking about this stuff. Bye.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Talk to you later. Bye. All right. Let's see what we got here for do I have the migratory map? Was that on this one? What episode was the migratory map?
We saw it in the
That was this
latest
one,
one.
right?
Yeah. I don't know if we got a good view of it, like in a good full screen, but I think we'd have some pretty decent ones of Keiko and Hiro looking over at it.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
But it's crazy that that was in the Apex basement. It was like Bill's room with his research was in the basement of the Apex facility. Did they recreate it, or is Bill somewhat, in the beginnings of Apex as well?
Hmm. 1 second. Good grief.
That'd be a crazy like heel turn. That would explain why they have the same business motto. Yeah. I figured it out.
I'm gonna have to deal with this crap now. I'm sorry. All right. Um, oh, sorry. You know a little bit more about some things. Yeah. Um, all right. So we got some images. Um, let's see what we got here. All right. Here we are. So, hmm, I don't
Where's
really.
that? Oh, yeah, I ain't got my glasses on. I can zoom in pretty good on this.
So just where
So can you.
Tokyo.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where
Oh,
exactly that
oh,
was.
Tokyo. Oh, that's Japan. No,
Okay.
no, that can't be. That doesn't look like Japan. Is that? Oh, maybe. Let's see. I don't
I
know.
don't know my planet.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
barely
I know
know my state.
you asked me Earth geography. If you're showing me like a map of Kryn from Dragonlance, I'd probably be able to tell you like more. But yeah, no, this is Japan. All right, Sea of Japan. Okay, so looks like Japan's on its route, on its migratory route. And so I'm guessing up at the top part of like the red mountain there. I'm guessing that's like around Santa Soledad, maybe. Let's see. Zoom in.
I don't know.
Saying something of George, Bristol Bay. All right, here we go. Alaska, Alaska Peninsula. Is that what that says? Bristol
Okay.
Bay.
Because like Japan's like on the other side of the ocean is California, so maybe that works. That could make sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
that makes sense. Um,
at the same time, like it's gonna
oh,
you're gonna have to like swing back around the coast or go a long, long way. Oh wait, yeah, because then it would end up near Chile. Chile.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
all right. And so I wonder what the black line here is. If that's also my I'm pressing things and it's moving on me. I wonder if this black line with the little arrows is also part of the migratory path or something else. Because
I
we have
don't
like the
know.
red lines and then there are the black lines. So are like the red
Yeah.
lines the most common and the black lines is like other paths that it sometimes takes. All right, now I'm just being a mega nerd about this.
I don't know. Maybe it's his like
Oh, 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 look.
boat
Oh shoot.
track.
Found a Here we go. Look at this.
Okay, okay. I don't know what that is.
It's the map.
Oh, I know it's the map, but I don't know where it is.
All right, so now, well, I recognize the United States, so I can
Okay, I
I can
see now.
yeah, I see this a little bit better now.
Okay, so it's like backed up out of what we were just looking at.
Mhm. So yep, so that the bottom right thumbtack, I'm guessing that's Santa Soledad. So we got looks like California or Mexico up at the top over in America. There's a tack. So I'm guessing those are places where it's been seen. Um, then we have up in Alaska, looks like, or Canada. And then it goes up, and then it goes to, I'm guessing that's what, Russia or somewhere around there. Um, we
It
got
might be the
Asia.
Japan.
Well, I think Japan is down more, no?
Well, I mean, like that's right where it was starting to arc over to where we saw Alaska. Like we followed that
Mm.
line.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. And so that would make what down here like the Philippines and stuff, maybe. I'm still really bad with geography. Um,
Same. I don't know. Is that wouldn't be Australia, would it? No.
people smarter than us in the comments, please.
Yes.
Do we have anyone oh, we got hey Jason, Japan to Alaska looks similar to a whole migration path. Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.
And then we
I mean,
got
that's what they said.
pictures.
Like it's that what's his face? Bill like completed the migration map, like his magnum opus kind of thing. You know, it's beautiful. But I just don't know where all these places are.
Yeah,
Maybe that's where the American. No, that wouldn't be the Samoas. I don't know.
he finds the letter. There's something I wanted to mention, but completely spaced it now. Um, do you want to just take over with your own comments for a minute? I got to deal with something really quick.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
All right, thank you.
I mean, like we all knew that Kate was going to be coming back, and so I'm kind of like I'm wondering how exactly she's going to play out, or even her and Keiko both playing out when when Kokai is over in like Japan or whenever they next encounter Kokai. Like I'm wondering how that interaction is going to be if they're both there. Like how that would go, you know? Like I'm really wanting to see more communication between them. Really excited. Trying to think like how could they convey from there? They could be like, you know, oh well, Titan X or Kokai is hurt or is just distressed because it wants its children, and like Kate and Keiko are going to be the only ones that really know, and that's going to be like you know they got to actually relay that information to everybody else because they got that special like attunement or attuning. I don't know. I'm really excited though. It's gonna be cool. I just really hope that they can tie up the Godzilla in Tokyo that we saw in the trailers. Hope they don't break some lore in there.
All right, I'm
Canon.
back. Yeah, I know. That's got me a bit worried too.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they do a time jump if they're gonna have Godzilla appear in Japan, but doesn't seem like they're going that route.
No, and
I
that's
got
gonna be really hard to like hide, you know, to cover up. That's gonna be really hard to cover up. Like they got to make that work.
what do some of these things say. Oh, well, that's Japanese. I can't read that. Oh, Keiko Mura. Seems like a passport. Yep. I just realized, oh, I can nerd out and look at like some of these a little bit more closely now. It's like painting a sort of image, maybe of King Ghidorah at the top right. No, that's the they got yeah, they've got like I think they've got the Keiko's photos that she took when
Yeah.
she was at
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, I saw that for sure. They had the Kokai like pictures in there. Like I remember noticing that.
oh, there was a thing I noticed too. When actually I didn't notice it, someone else pointed it out. Um, might have been D-Man that the scarabs they didn't eat the surfers. They definitely took them out, but they didn't eat them. Um,
Right.
and so I don't know if like maybe they don't eat people and maybe they're just really aggressive, or if Titan X just said like called off the attack. Um, and um,
That would make
yeah, I don't
sense.
know. I'm still not sure if I could go either way with Titan X being either the mother of the scarabs or just a kind of like a concurrent evolution, like not
Yeah.
like a co-evolved species that are
Yeah.
symbiotic.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Symbiotic, man. Like that would be cool. I don't want like a bunch of them though, you know, like and having the scarabs be the babies, like I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know that
kind
I
of
want that to be a super species.
unless it's like they only have like one queen, like one big one, and then the rest of them are small, and it's sort of like how the Mutos have like a weird life cycle, and they have like the
Yeah.
Muto queen thing too as well. Oh, I like this. Look, they've got stickers. I thought I saw.
Oh, stickers.
Oh no, that's just a butterfly. I thought that was a Mothra for a second.
Oh,
I was gonna geek out, but Mothra hasn't appeared yet, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense. Although apparently Mothra appeared in 2001 in New York.
I mean, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna bring back Bill Randa. I'd be fine with it, but I can't see them doing it.
I mean, they
They
can
might
do
give him a
whatever they want
cameo.
for real, but like, I don't know. Like, they might do it where it's John Goodman in like the 70s, right before he went to Skull Island, and it shows that he was the founder of Apex. Like, I'm sold on my own theory.
But yeah, you can see here, the surfers did not get eaten.
No, I might get blunt force traumaed
Yeah,
and stampeded.
the
But yeah,
scarabs
it's good to
seem
know that they
very
won't be
aggressive.
very aggressive. I wonder why they're so aggressive. Because like, you had the one attack Shaw, you had the one attack Kate. Like, I'm wondering why exactly they're so aggressive. Maybe they're the males of the species, and then Kokai is the rare female, like a bee or whatever,
Mm. Now
and
it
they're all
seems
the
clear to me
drones.
that they're like used kind of like scouts as like a kind of an extended radar sensory apparatus for Titan X on top of being, whatever relationship they have. Um, Now they've got like almost like suckerfish mouths, but with like teeth all over them, and they tend to
Yeah,
cling
they
to
look kind
Titan
of like a
X.
leech.
Yeah, or like those suckerfish that clean the tanks.
Yeah. But I mean,
So
like the
that
teeth in itself. Oh, I
yeah,
know what you're talking about. Yeah, never.
yeah.
Oh
So
man.
they probably can be parasitic to other large animals, but I have a feeling that they also like have a serve a function in cleaning Titan X. And oh yeah, um so it seems to me like so Titan X is going around collecting the scarabs, um, and either I'm guessing that these spots that it's going to, these are like nesting spots, and that the scarabs or Titan X are laying eggs there, and now she, whatever Titan X is going around and collecting them and massing its scarab army. Now, yeah, I'm of agreement. I feel like if it turns out that they can all grow up to be Titan X sized, that's a little too much. It's kind of like
Yeah,
taking things into Godzilla 97, but being even more extreme because Titan X is a lot more formidable than than Godzilla
yeah.
97.
Okay, so real quick, I want to point out one of the
Mhm.
migration spots we saw was like it was in the Gulf of Alaska, right? What if
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go back? We're going to go back to Alaska, and maybe this time we'll see two frostmarks because the frostmark did not get the recognition it
Oh.
deserved. That would be cool.
That would be
And it
cool.
could just be a super species instead of just a Titan, and we could see more frostmarks because it got
Kelly
sent
said,
down the hole into like Hollow Earth or whatever, right? The
yeah.
rift. I want more frostmarks.
Kelly says she was surprised that they didn't take the map with them. I agree. They should have grabbed. Well, didn't they start grabbing everything they could?
I
Maybe,
think
maybe
so,
they
but that
did.
would have been a lot to like try to roll up and get out and keep together. Um,
Yeah, I guess that's something you just like take a picture of.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe they just took a picture.
And Jason says Zuckerberg's Dark Fortress is in Hawaii, which is in the middle of that red circle. I think he might be the evil mastermind behind all of this. Hey, could be, could be. Maybe he's the
Yeah,
mastermind behind Apex. Maybe that
yeah,
old
trying to
guy
go
from
all AI.
yeah, maybe that old guy from GVK is just one of his admins.
Richard Simmons,
Yeah,
is that the guy?
maybe.
I don't know. It's been since like I don't know, a couple months
Yeah.
ago that I watched it. I can't remember because one of them's name was Jonah, and then the other one was like the Simmons guy.
Jonah was King of the Monsters. That was the evil
Yeah.
terrorist.
Okay. So it's got to be Simmons. 'Cause, he got mentioned earlier in the season by May.
I'm surprised that they haven't touched upon Jonah at all yet. I wonder if they're going to touch upon any of that, or if they're going to leave that for next season. I feel like next season is going to be the one that like really takes off because I mean that's when Titans are known to be roaming around and awakened, and Godzilla's going around a little bit more and doing things.
Yeah. I would love a post King of the Monsters. Uh, maybe not exactly post King or yeah post Godzilla vs Kong, but I would love a good post King of the Monsters season. Like I would
Mm,
love that. That'd be so cool. Which could still include Apex.
yeah, it could
Maybe
at
it's the
least
big bad of the
throw
entire
another.
show.
Yeah, depending on how many seasons it goes, because if I mean most shows only get like what, like 3 to 5 seasons. So
Yeah,
three seasons, yeah, Apex will still be kicking. Season 4 will probably be when Apex starts, wrapping up, because season 4 will be like Godzilla versus Kong territory. Or maybe
yeah.
like right after. I feel like season 4 will probably involve like Godzilla versus Kong type stuff. But oh yeah, we were talking. I was talking with Fandom Access. We were talking about like the whole uh, Titan X relationship with the villagers, and how it's kind of like the Odo Island thing where the uh, the villagers have they send a girl out with some cows to sacrifice to Godzilla. Well, basically to feed to Godzilla. Godzilla comes up out of the ocean, and when Godzilla comes up out of the ocean, because of the pressure change and the big upwell, he brings up all these deep sea fish that die in the process and just float to the
Yeah.
surface, and people go out and they scavenge the bounty of the sea that Godzilla has just brought to them. Um,
You
and
know what's
they, there's kind of
funny?
like a
I actually know the word for the term of what happens when a fish's stomach comes out. It's called eversion.
ooh.
Like when the fish come up and their intestines are popped out of their mouth. That's intestinal eversion. I love that word. It's such a cool word.
It's such a
Sorry, I
gross
had to
thing.
throw that in there.
No, it's cool. But yeah, like it's pretty similar with Titan X. I mean, you got the Titan emerges or enters from its migratory route. It emits radiation and biological waste, creates massive nitrogen phosphorus upwelling, hyperabundant phytoplankton blooms, and unprecedented fishery yields. And that's probably what's in that process too. I think it's called what, eutrophication.
Yeah, I don't know the words. Mutual beneficiality.
Hmm. Here's a little bit about about Mapuche cosmology. And so
Cool.
they have their drum is called the kulturun. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I apologize. Um, and so for the Machi or shaman, the Mapu is not an abstract underworld. It is the literal bile vortex. The Machi acts as interspecies diplomat, interpreting the like Mothra like. Oh, hold on. This one isn't actual cosmology. This is me. This is my reimagining one. Okay, this was me trying to figure out basically project what society might be like or might have formed like in Santa Soledad. So for like their machis or shamans, they're it might there's I'm trying to tie this stuff a little bit more to Monsterverse. So like yeah. Anyway, the in their actual cosmology though, the land above, the home of the ancestors, is called the Wenu Mapu. The earthly realm or human village area, that'd be the Nagmapu. And then the abyssal realm or the bile vortex would be the Vinche Mapu. Now, thinking about this with like Monsterverse, it kind of makes me think of like maybe like symbolically Hollow Earth could be like the Wenu Mapu, the home of the ancestors, even though it's not technically above. And Axis Mundi kind of be like the abyssal realm, the bile vortex.
I could see it. Maybe they're kind of like the Iwi and come from a rift in Hollow Earth. We haven't seen whether or not there is a rift
Mm,
in Santa Soledad,
yeah, we
because
don't
that could
know.
be how they get it into Axis Mundi.
Could be. Or they could somehow get it to Skull Island. That would be a challenge though. I'm wondering, oh
Yeah,
yeah, because of
that would explain.
Titan X's ability supposedly to sink islands and different things, I'm wondering if they're gonna end up tying the storm. Like I know the storm intent around Skull Island intensifies supposedly because of King Ghidorah, but this happens. This is all happening around the same time right now. So I feel like they could end up tying at least some of the destruction of Skull Island to Titan X. I'm not sure if they
They
will go that
could.
route, but I think it's possible. Just like I think it's possible that they could tie the earthquake and tsunami of 1960 to Titan X in some way. But I'm not sure though, because by that point in the timeline, I think Keiko is already in Axis Mundi, and
Yeah.
I think Shaw might. I think
Yeah,
Shaw
because
might
I
even be
think
in
I
Axis
read
Mundi too.
I think I read that it was like 62 or 63 for that earthquake. I could be wrong, but like, I mean, that would still leave Shaw and Bill, but I don't know. Did we really see much of what they did in between that time when Keiko got lost in there and then Shaw went in?
No, not yet. I mean, they're probably going to take their time filling that in so they can fill it in over the seasons. Oh, hey, Debbie's here. Hey, Debbie.
Oh, what's
Debbie, Debbie,
up?
boo, Debbie.
I love her art videos. They're like really cool.
Yeah,
It's like ASMR, but like
I was
12 times
sometimes,
better.
and sometimes
Like
I
I
like put it
love
on for like mood music.
every time one comes out, I just like get entranced until it's over, and I'm like, oh man.
Let's see here. All right. Oh, so during at in the Chiloé archipelago, they used to send missionaries around to try to make sure that everyone was doing the proper Christian thing. And so a lot of the villages and stuff did uh, secretism or syncretism, where they basically like mix in or hide their own local religion with the religion that they're kind of being forced to take on. For the Mapuche though, they're actually able to integrate it in a lot more like a lot yeah a lot more seamlessly because of their worldview. They kind of just took it on like a lot of the Christian figures and some and symbolism as additional symbols for their existing cosmology. So it just kind of became like an add-on or an expansion. Um, but they would still have to a lot of times, even places where they didn't practice Christianity, they would set up a church and they would have like a fake like a pastor or whatever. And because the missionaries would only come once a year to check on like each village, and they'd spend like 3 days and do like all the marriages and everything in like one day, and then take off. So there wasn't really like a whole lot of supervision going on. Um, so yeah, in 1608, that's when they started doing uh, compliance checks to ensure that itinerant priests wait, hold on here. Log Catholic element function. Um, actually, I might be misunderstanding what this one was about, but oh, okay, I see. This one's trying to say, yeah, that one's not important. We're gonna skip that. This so we talked a little bit earlier about the cult, not cult, the, the Brujo Mafia that was kind of running the Chiloé archipelago, at least according to mythology and to what we can tell of history as well. Um, and so what we can tell of their structure is they were kind of mocking the colonizers and their own what do you call it? Their own form of government, and so they call themselves
Hierarchy.
like yeah, their own hierarchy. So like you had the king, and they would name different villages and stuff. They would give them like second names after places in like Spain and stuff. Um, and this was just kind of imagining the a little bit of the hierarchy, because supposedly the brujos were served by the Ivunchi or Ivunche, which were these like deformed guards that were supposedly created by they would take like a baby or small child and they would like contort its limbs, like tie its like arm to like its back and stuff, um, and basically like train them to be the sorcerer's like little minion, and pretty morbid. But
Kind of like Coney.
yeah. Um and they would there were these myths that the caves of the Brujos had monsters living in them and were protected by monsters. And so I kind of feel like there's a little bit of a parallel there with like, yeah, you have these caves and the scarabs come out of them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, and that mafia of Brujos is called La Recta Provincia, the righteous province. They were also
Cool.
called, I think, La Mayoria. This is a little bit of a theorizing into radiation. And uh, yeah, I saved some of these like because like AI made a whole bunch of them. I thought I only saved the ones that I actually liked. Apparently, I saved some of the ones I didn't like as well. Uh, so now in mythology for the Mapuche, there are some other beings. Like there's the La Pincoya, which are basically like the mermaids, and they're like bioluminescent. And so there's like a little bit of overlap there with bioluminescent creatures in the water. And in this case, it's the scarabs. Um, they also have a myth of a ghost ship, a glowing ghost ship, and um, you could assume that maybe if someone saw Kokai swimming out there with those lights, maybe they might think it's a ghost ship. I don't know. Um, there are creatures. Oh, there are these horny goblin creatures called the El Trauco, and they 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 make it dangerous if you're a woman walking in the jungle. But it's like they're probably used mainly as like a cautionary story for like women to like protect themselves and from people
Yeah.
who would do terrible things. Um, but supposedly they were deformed and stuff, and so maybe if Kokai is bringing in all this radiation, like other people have theorized, like uh, they're eating all these fish that Kokai is bringing in. Could they be irradiated? Could this be causing mutations? Maybe that's why some of these people are more sensitive to the biofrequency. Um, and so maybe there is some genetic degradation going on, and maybe, that creates the myths of these El Trauco. Um, and yeah, they had the El Bacillus, that basically they had like basilisk myths that there were these basilisk creatures in grottos and caves. And so stay away from them. And that could also be like that's a little bit of a parallel, I feel like, too, with the scarabs in the caves. Here's a little bit of a timetable between some of the events that happened in that area. So 1900s, 1950s, they're not really going to have modern roads, zero telecommunications. So cult rituals are pretty much going to be unbroken. 1938, that's when there's some industrialization. That, of course, hasn't reached the island as far as we can see, but clearly they speak a modern dialect of English and Spanish. Um, the Chilean state had an obsessive focus on northern mining and urban Cold War paranoia, granted the cult basically absolute unmitigated sovereignty over their island enclave. A lot of these archipelago islands, they're like kind of remote and difficult to get to, so they're really difficult to like police and enforce laws. As we can tell by the child sacrifice story of 1960, how it took them 2 years to even for the authorities to even find out about it. Um, yeah, 1948, law of permanent defense of democracy, Cold War anti-communist paranoia, 1957. Let's see. So, potential social stratification for Santa Soledad um, for the period that Monarch goes and visits in 1956, 1957. They're going to have probably like an initiated core, which probably be the Machi, the priestess, the elders, the Fiscal, who's like the the officially sanctioned religious figure for the church, right? Um, and they're going to possess the full biological truth, maintain cave art, understand like the deeper mysteries, like if there is an Axis Mundi portal there or something, they're probably the ones who are going to know about it.
Yeah.
From there out, you're going to have like the enforcers, you're going to have the brujos, tasked with maintaining rigid order, forcing labor quotas, aggressively repelling outsiders. Now, none of this is real. This is all just like projecting, kind of guessing at what their society was probably like. Then, of course, around that, you're going to have the fishermen and the farmers. They're benefiting from the enriched harvests and filtering their reality strictly through myth, allegory, and syncretic dogma.
And we got 20 minutes till this new episode drops. I'm so hyped.
Right. And yeah, they're the villagers' reaction to Bill, Keiko, and Lee it wasn't provincial rudeness. It was basically like an aggressive immunological response.
Right.
14,000-year-old societal structure protecting its apex deity. They're protecting their livelihoods, and I think they were right to, because look, I think we're going to see that their village is now devastated.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't think that they, were trying to be mean spirited. I think they were just trying to be practical and protect their village. And, it's kind of awful that, these things happen. And this is like, this sort of thing happens in the real world, like on a daily basis, just like, well, maybe not daily, but on a regular basis, just not with giant monsters.
Art imitates life.
Hmm. Yet, in the absence of modern scientific taxonomy, defining an immortal landscape-altering beast as a deity is the most logical framework available. Santa Soledad was a masterpiece of human adaptation, transforming apocalyptic terror into symbiotic sacred ecology. I think so now they also haven't, like as it's been mentioned, they haven't directly called Titan X Kaikai Vilu. They've called it Co'cai, which is kind of like a derivative that they seem to have like made up, and I feel like that helps them dodge a couple of issues. Like, for example, you can't trademark the name of a mythic being, like a mythic figure. So calling it Kokai, they have a trademarkable name, copyrightable name. Also, too, they can say, well, it's not directly the deity from that religion. It's just
Right.
inspired by and clearly too, it's inspired by other things too. Like clearly, it's inspired by Lovecraft. They've done a lot of parallels with the Shadow over Innsmouth, with this village, and so I feel like that's why they wanted, probably a reason they wanted to play on like the whole like tentacles thing. If they Even if they weren't originally planning on Titan X having tentacles. Also too,
I don't
like
know,
they
man.
also too like they haven't given us any of the they haven't given us like the Kraken or anything from Skull Island, and so I wonder if like maybe this is just their way of doing that. Like, yeah, we didn't give you that one. Here's this one. This one's more interesting, maybe, because I definitely think Titan X is more interesting than the Kraken from
Oh, for sure. For
the Skull
sure.
Island anime. Yeah. So
I just want to
yeah.
see Pulgasari. They can't mention Pulgasari and not show Pulgasari. It'd be cool if that. No, that wouldn't make sense. If that was the Chintin Vilu, that wouldn't make sense at all.
Well, no, I mean it could. We have no idea, right? Us guessing that it's Godzilla like kind of makes sense with the information that we have, but for all we know, it could be a completely different creature. And that would actually be really interesting if they were to just suddenly bring in some new Titans, like, oh, and then here's the other one, Trang Tren or
Yeah,
something.
I was thinking about that earlier. Like maybe they could show a second Titan this season that we haven't seen yet. That would be cool. I don't know if they will, but it would be cool to see the counterpart, if it is, if there is a
Mhm.
counterpart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm guessing too,
Depending
the
on.
pier that they come in on, well, that Monarch comes in on, I'm guessing that's like intentionally dilapidated, to kind of like discourage bigger ships from coming in.
Yeah,
The shacks are kind of labyrinthine, um, and I guess could be designed to defend against hurricane force displacement winds and stuff like that. Kind of buffet the winds a bit. All right, biochemical, yeah. Titan X dwells offshore, sheds mass quantities of nitrogen and phosphorus, triggers explosive phytoplankton blooms, attracts hyperdense bait fish swarms, cult, the cult of all the villagers harvest the fish, ensuring winter survival. They sacrifice fish blood on the altar. The blood runoff summons the subterranean scarabs, like chumming, and scarabs signal the Titan's return, and the cycle continues. Um, to abandon the Titan guarantees the immediate ecological collapse, total localized starvation. Worship is an economic necessity. Oh yeah, the name of the tavern is El Pescado Sangriento, bloody fish.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that name. The Bloody Fish. Sounds like a great place to get wasted.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Some other potential parallels: violent whirlpools that sink mainland ships and in their myths. Um, could be subsurface water displacement wakes by Titan X's rapid vertical ascents from the abyssal zone. Um, from Pucci folklore from Kaikai Vilu. So like Kaikai Vilu's sinking of mainland ships, like it could be seen as uh, the wakes created by Titan's rapid vertical ascents from the abyssal zone. Divine blessings of the water could be seen at like that the god brings could be really the nitrogen triggered localized upwelling, leading to massive spikes in marine biodiversity, and the omnipresent watchers that the god is supposed it was said to have could be the symbiotic sea scarab vanguard acting as biological alarm network. Or it could be its weird eyes, because having the two irises like that, it's going to give you much better peripheral vision.
Yeah, but it's still kind of blurry.
Let's see here. All right, so pre-18th century, the petroglyphs established migratory maps and formalized the cults, blood pact rituals. 18th century, mainland sailor logs began reporting colossal sea serpents near the archipelago. 1750 to 1950, Santiago Maritime Archives record 200 years of localized vessel disappearances in inexplicable vortexes. Mid 1950s, extreme localized spikes in marine biodiversity, the bounty trigger the cult's highest state of protective paranoia. And this seemed to be taken from the show a bit.
Yeah, I think that information is pulled from the cave art, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, the first
Yeah.
part's pulled
Okay.
from the
Cool.
cave art, and then I believe the others here are from the for screen grabs and things that um people noticed in the show. Let's see. Oh, the festival.
Yeah.
Drug-fueled ritual triggers biological displacement. So the cult initiates their annual festival, perfectly synchronized with the Titans' archaic migratory maps. So this is just a theory. Um, show and
I can see.
so but Shaw and Keiko are secretly drugged with powerful local narcotics to incapacitate them and prevent their escape. So we see like the whole like taking of the getting all trippy for the dance festival for the scarabs. Then, of course, massive volumes of harvested fish blood poured into the grooved stone altar, draining directly into the earth. Low frequency seismic vibrations begin. The blood acts as an olfactory chum, awakening the dormant scarab swarm beneath the village.
Yeah, I mean, like I thought that there was something about like them hitting the drum like they were and them stomping like they were. So like maybe they were doing like a frequency that wakes up the scarabs along with the blood.
Mm.
I thought that had something to do with it. Maybe not fully. Maybe they don't even mean to, but it works out.
So here's kind of like a little bit another potential timeline for Santa Soledad and Titan X and the development of the myth. So the genesis probably started in like pre-Columbian era. Um, we do have, let's see, because we got archival information from the maritime starting at in 1700s, as far as sightings and whaling logs go. World
Cool.
wars increased activity. That I don't know about. They would have started the colonial syncretism in the 1500s to 1700s, where they have their priest guy, and 1950, 1956, imminent brink, critical phase, escalation is inevitable. And now one of the things too, I don't think they're going to touch upon it in the show, but during I think it was what the 70s, we had the rise of Pinochet, and he was a brutal dictator. And that was all the U.S. is doing. We backed him against you know basically better people. He was basically a
So we could
thug.
control them.
Yep. So we control them. It was all for economy. It had something to do like I think they were trying to take back some of their lands, and it was going to threaten with the American companies like that had capital there or something. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, and but yeah, Pinochet put an end to that. Um, but that I don't think we're going to cover any of that since that's all like in between the show.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
they could incorporate it a little bit, like maybe touch on it whenever we meet a survivor that is in the mainland or something, because
mm,
the town itself is dilapidated, falling apart. So they go to the mainland and they meet, like I was talking about earlier, they meet like a kid from Santa Soledad, and he's like, "Man, I thought that I made that up as a kid. I thought that I was misremembering." Or maybe he's like, "Yeah, I remember."
there's so much cool stuff they can do with this. Like I'm really loving
Yes.
how deep the show is because like when you're watching it, like I can tell that there's depth to it. But then when you actually start like digging into it and looking at like the mythology and the local cultures, it becomes so much more fascinating. You can tell that they have some really good advisors and writers for this show. I mean, it's Apple,
Yeah.
and Apple is just like really, really good at like bringing on these incredible teams, these great writers, and just doing really cool stuff. Like if anyone who's watching this, if you've seen like Severance or Pluribus. I know Pluribus isn't for everyone. It's a little bit slow, but I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. It's kind of like a what do you call it? A thought experiment, sci-fi thought
Yeah.
experiment with dry humor. Um,
I saw an article saying, oh, wait, never mind. That's a spoiler. Never mind.
oh,
I'll
okay.
tell you later.
All right. And we're about to wrap things up too because we don't
Yeah.
want to stay on while the show is on because we're gonna have people coming in here with spoilers. Do we have any notes over here? Oh, we got comments.
Woohoo.
Comments. All right, and I'm gonna have to stop sharing the screen for a moment because otherwise everything's gonna look like chaos. Ooh, looking into the mirror, in a mirror, in a mirror, in a mirror, in a mirror.
Oh.
All right, let's see what we got going on. We'll do a deeper dive on stuff another time. But I'm glad that we were able to at least touch on some of this. And oh, nice. So we got a new video from Debbie. Debbie, did you already post it? Okay,
I
good. So
think they
that
come out
shows
like
on my
Fridays or
phone.
something. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
usually a day that I have my boy, and like I have to like go into another room and just watch it and get him distracted so I can pay attention.
Okay. Well, I've been handing out wrenches. Let me hand out wrenches. We got a wrench for Debbie. Oh, we got Scarlett here. Hi, Scarlett.
What's
And of course,
up?
a wrench for Scarlett as well.
You know, I still don't
Well,
have a wrench.
oh, well, you need to get in the
I'm
chat
never
so I
able
can
to be
give
in
you
the
one.
comments. I mean, I don't know how that's going to affect me like on here because I can only do it on my phone. I can't do it on my tablet. My tablet hates
Uh,
everything Google.
I gotcha. All right, we got wrenches. So drop your links. I'll check you. Oh, you're making cornbread. Nice.
I hope you got grains with it. Can't have cornbread without no grains.
Oh, thank you, Trace. Trace.
Yeah.
Hey, Dieter. Oh
Dieter!
yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the
We
bell.
didn't show that once at all throughout the entire 2.5 hours. I love that.
I always forget to do that. I also forget to
Me
do like
too.
rules like, hey, please be nice. No spoilers from beyond episode 4 and so on.
Yeah.
Here's our friend Scarlett. Scarlett, you need to catch up on the show.
Yes.
Yes, Apple
I
definitely does put a
know.
lot into their shows. They have a great studio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yep. And
liked the video.
we have a Discord
Yes.
channel. Here's the link. Um, and also too, we have our own YouTube channel that we're trying to get people to join. What I gotta do is I gotta make clips and start posting them to that channel. This way people actually have a reason to go and join that channel. But eventually when we have enough subs, we're gonna go and we're gonna do the show there. This way we can have a little bit more focus with the algorithm. I'm always typing
Yeah.
in the Critter and Kaiju show, and then I have to go and fix it. Um, so share that
I mean,
channel here.
I love the colors of it, the purple and the green.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I tried to make my lighting like that, but when I had the purple, because I have like the strip like little lights and they're green right now, and that's why I'm glowing green. And I was trying to get the lights to be purple, and the one behind me has been messing with my green screen the whole time, or the background thing that StreamYard does. But when I had it on purple, I looked awful.
Oh,
It looked like the contrast was way off.
I was trying to think of like colors that would be like sci-fi oriented and also kind of like contrasting or complementing.
Well, they're my
Yeah,
two
but
favorite colors, so
oh well, perfect.
I thought you did that for me.
Oh, I did. Oh, I
Just
totally
kidding.
did.
All right, we got any more comments?
Oh, let's see here.
Because I'm hyped to like start this episode.
Studio. Oh, I'm not familiar with the studio. I thought you were referring to Apple's studios.
Oh, that sounds cool though. Is that
Oh, so
Seth Rogen one?
oh, is it a Seth Rogen show? I
I
like
think
him.
Seth Rogen's in it. Oh, my headphones are dying. Can only use one at a time.
We're Sci-Fi Vision is doing a Daredevil live tonight at 11 p.m. They're also doing a watch party right after our live ends. They're doing that around like I think it's what 9:05, 9:15, something like that. Oh yep, and then after that, we're gonna be she's gonna be on. Well, Scarlett's gonna be covering From with Julie B Deep Dives. So we've got a full schedule tonight for anyone who's bored, wants to hang out on lives with folks. Lots of good people, and
Yes.
not caught up yet. That's all right. There's a lot. You're covering a lot of things, so like I totally understand. You're barely caught up on Daredevil. Hey, I'm like, so I don't know if I. No, I'm definitely behind on Daredevil. I don't even know if I finished watching all of the original Netflix Daredevil stuff. I think I did, but I'm not sure. I feel like there's a season of that I didn't see.
I tried watching it when they were first coming out, but then it was like just too much all at once, and I just stopped. I'm not
Mm,
MCU like caught up anymore.
watching it because I like Moorhead and Benson directed some of the episodes of it and produced it. Okay, they did The Endless. All right. I think I've seen that. That's a movie? If not, then I haven't. Julie's link. Feel free to post. Um, okay, yep, there's one Seth Rogen. You didn't need to come here just to
I need
promote
to
your
watch
stuff. We know we're trying to encourage you to promote your stuff. That's our fault. Don't worry.
it. Yeah, whatever I did, I didn't do it right because now my headphones are not connecting to my phone and I can't turn the volume up.
Uh-oh. I can hear you fine.
I mean, yeah, I
You
just
can't
can
hear
barely
me,
hear you.
right? Sorry. But we're almost done.
Yeah.
Faces, hell yeah. I can't wait to see
Oh,
you
thank
guys.
you.
Aw, thank you.
You.
Oh, so you haven't seen the older Daredevil? I liked the first season. I think I saw the second season as well, but I'm not positive. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I started watching The Endless. I didn't finish. I don't remember what came up. It was probably one of those nights that my ADHD was just really active because sometimes I'll put on a movie and then I'll be like, wait, but I'm researching this or I'm looking at that
Yeah,
or I'm making this. And yeah, like 20 minutes of the movie goes by. I haven't watched a single part of it.
I do that too.
Marvel's Slippery Slope. You have to watch so many shows just to follow along. Yeah, I feel like that's how the Netflix ones got because they were all like
Yeah.
linked together and they were all really good. And that's kind of what made it more difficult. Or at least I thought they were good. The Punisher one I had I didn't care for as much, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we are at 8:59 p.m. Monarch Legacy of Monsters season 2 episode 5 is about to start. We will try to
Yeah.
be back here as soon as we can. Maybe we can do another pregame show next week. Where we've worked out this everything should be running a bit more smoothly now. We worked out a deal with some splitting of the labor. Jamie is helping us out, and we're helping out Jamie at Sci-Fi Vision. Um, so yeah, that's how we got these awesome screenshots that like the quality of them is so much better than anything I could provide. Like, oh my gosh, the amount that we can zoom in on these and like examine stuff. I'm going to be now that I have these, I'm going to be looking at them and I'm going to be digging into them like after I get done watching this next episode because there's like stuff in here that I really want to just like look at more closely. I need to see if I can get other screenshots for episode 1 because I feel like there was stuff in that one too.
Oh, for
All right.
sure. Yeah. Anyway,
Hot pink is a good space color or hot purple. I agree. I totally agree. The color out of space is bright pink purple. You know, I don't know if have I seen the newer version of that? Because there's like a newer one, it's kind of like a comedy, right? Trying to remember if I saw the newer one. I don't think I did. I think I just saw the old one. I need to check that
I
out.
don't know if y'all are talking about the same thing because you're talking about the Nick Cage flick remake, and I thought she was
Yeah.
just talking about like outer space being bright pink purple.
No, the Nick Cage flick, it's an HP Lovecraft story.
Yeah, the color of space.
Yeah. Yeah, the color out of space. Nick Cage. Yeah, I've seen an older version. I wanted to see the Nick Cage one. I don't think I've seen that one yet. I still need to watch that.
Gotcha.
Trying to think if I have any other announcements. I don't have, I don't think I have anything else lined up just yet. I think I might eventually be on Collect All Monsters. Trying to get Critter on there too. But I haven't heard back from them in a while, so I don't know what's going on with that. That's all right. Um, and oh, shoot, that's right. Shit, I need to double check to see when that is. Excuse my language. I'm going to be on the next episode of Race to the Bottom of the Barrel.
Woo.
I think, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure that I got invited to the next one as well. I have to double check on that, and I have to double check to see what movies. Hopefully, I don't have to watch another movie like Halitosis. So I had to watch these awesomely bad. Well, not awesome. One of them was awesomely bad, but these two awful movies that we were reviewing, and the whole point is to like try to like find like the absolute worst movies that no one's gonna like, and then see how people rate them and hope to get all zeros on them. And yeah, they hit zero with the first one, Halitosis, the Legend of Stank Mouth. Oh my God, no, it's not about. Well, that one's not about mouths. That one's about. Well, no, it is. The guy's got a butthole for a mouth, and it's like a slasher film with the killer. He's got a butthole for a mouth, and um people get lured into this house that's completely smeared with um poop. And yeah, it was just like poop everywhere, poop everything. It was really gross. And it had a couple of funny lines, but it wasn't that funny. But then the other one, which was Monsterverse, I thought was going to be the one that was about poop. And yeah, it was about a giant monster turd. But that movie was actually funny. And and I was laughing throughout that one. And it was a lot less gross and just more funny. Whereas the halitosis was just like gross and not very funny. Like they were like totally going for the gross factor. Like that's like a film for teen boys. Um, but uh, but yeah, Monstered was just like goofy, stupid humor, and I actually got a kick out of that one. It reminded me of Trauma. The funny thing though is I think uh what's his name? Lloyd Kaufman makes a cameo in Halitosis in the beginning, and and not in Monstered. And I'm like, oh man, Monstered's the one that seems more like it'd be a what do you call it, a trauma film. Oh man, I love that old man. All right. I'm ranting, I'm rambling. I tend to do that sometimes. But yeah, go and check out too. If you all have time, check out, of course, check out Sci-Fi Vision, check out Julie B Deep Dives, Real Cinema Therapy, Scene Invaders. Jen, who was on here before, she didn't get to promote herself really. She's on Scene
Yeah,
Invaders and she's also on Sci-Fi Vision. She also, I believe, makes appearances on Real Cinema Therapy too, right?
I think
Maybe?
so. She's been hopping on a couple different channels now. She's getting up there. I'm so proud.
Yeah. Yeah,
Couldn't happen
I
to a
believe
sweeter person.
also she makes appearances, I believe, on Dana Marie's The Witch's Brew. Dana Marie is also awesome. Please go and check out her channel if you like From. And crud, there's someone else I want to plug. If you like horror movies, if you like horror stuff in general, check out Lady Shasha, LadyShasha. Her show is phenomenal. She puts so
Love
much
her
work
too.
into her show, and I feel like it's where I get my horror education from now. Because like if if horror movies are coming out, like I don't just go and look up like random like horror movie trailers anymore. I wait for her to like go over the review the trailers and then for people to discuss them. So and that's kind of how like I get an idea of like what I want to watch now for horror movies. And then like the deep dives she does on them are really good. She has incredible people in the chat. Like she gets all these people that are just like she doesn't have a large number of people in the chat, but she's got like people that like almost everyone in the chat are like content creators of some kind. And so it's all these like really cool people. Like that's where I met Patrick, Half Cheatable View. That's another great channel. And also the Trash Marty at the Trash Picture Show, um, Thembo Cinema, who Thembo Cinema. Oh man, they do fantastic horror deep dives. If you like stuff with a bit of queer humor and sass, oh yeah, check out Thembo Cinema, especially for good horror content. I cannot recommend that channel enough for that.
By the way, we're
All
not
right,
sponsored.
yeah, we're not sponsored. We just have a lot of friends, and I like to promote them. All right, well, I love you all. I hope you all have a good night. Oh, you have someone's book. It's all about cheap shorts. Oh, Lloyd Kaufman. I'm assuming you mean.
Good night. Thank you for
All right.
joining
Well,
us.
good night, everyone. And yep, the show is started 6 minutes ago. So I'm gonna take a potty
Let's
break
watch
and
it.
I'm gonna start the show. Yeah.
Woo!
Bye.
Love y'all. Night.
Night. Oh, I screwed this up. I forgot to end the stream.
We're getting it figured out.
1 second. There we go.